calling before 2 days. 2 days is up, and they laying in the back. And you mean you didn't come downstairs no time to get a drink while you come down the day when the cops come in your underwear and an empty glass of wine? Come on.
Let me ask you this now. If he was so scared, did he move out the state? Did he move out the city? Or did he just move down the road to another house?
Hello, exactly.
Like, I don't think he was pushed or, he left his house out of fear. I think he knew it seems like he was packing.
I think he knew his ass. Oops, sorry. I think he knew he was in trouble.
I think he knew he was in trouble too. And but why get out the house? Maybe to hide.
Exactly. If you ain't guilty, why do you need to leave your house? Unless you already got a death threat.
Or to have a reason to clean it from top to bottom. Right?
Yeah, where's the evidence? Hello?
I was moving. I had to clean the house. I couldn't leave the house a mess. That's the reason I mopped the floors, mopped the walls, bleached
that. Yeah. But I was asleep for 2 days, Dolly.
I vacuumed every bit of it with a HEPA vac, and then I threw it away in the neighbor's trash. It'd be something like that. Then I moved. I had already had.
Oh my God, we're so on the same page. Listen, I love your channel. I've been watching it every night. And I'm Jody from Indiana.
All right, Jody. You be good.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Peace. All right, Jody from Indiana. Yeah. Like, you think about that. If there's a crime committed, now he has a reason to tell the police, hey, well, I cleaned the house because I was moving. You probably won't be able to prints in that house. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly, what's up, buddy?
What's going on?
This Brenda from Wisconsin.
Brenda! Good to hear from you, Brenda. How's life treating you?
It's doing pretty good.
Awesome.
Snow's finally melting a little bit. We thawing out just a little bit here in Wisconsin.
Same here.
We got a bunch of snow last week.
Oh, we ain't had no snow, just cold rain. It's raining right now.
But this is one time, buddy, I'm going to disagree with you.
Oh, snap. Okay, you think he had nothing to do with it?
Oh, no. I don't think them men did drugs.
You don't think they did drugs?
No, I don't.
How'd they die?
And I think either that one man that lived or the one that left put something in their drink or something. I honestly do not think them men did drugs.
You don't think they did drugs at all?
No. To me, they just look too healthy. You can tell, especially if they do a lot of drugs.
Yeah, they definitely didn't look like they did a lot of drugs. Not from the pictures I'm seeing.
I don't know, buddy. I just honestly do not think that them men did drugs. I think somebody might have slipped them something or something like that. But I just honestly do not think that them men did drugs. I just don't.
I mean, it's a good possibility. Their families are saying they didn't do drugs, and who knows you better than your family? My family be like, man, that dude smokes more weed than Snoop Dogg. If you ask them, they would know. You know what I'm saying?
I've got a daughter that I've had to completely shut off, and it kills me. But that's all she wants to do is pill. She don't do the hard stuff, but she does the pills. And I've literally had to cut her off.
Yeah.
Because I can't trust the word she says.
But if she came up dead mysteriously, you would know, hey, well, she did pills. You would, you would know. You wouldn't be a shock to you. These people act like it's a shock that there's kids are out there dead on drugs.
That's what I'm saying. I just don't think they did them. I just really, honestly don't think they did. I think either that man that left the house real quick did something, or that man, and then they said there was a couple of other people that come in there.
Yeah.
So who knows? But I honestly, my 2 cents, I don't think the men did no drugs.
Awesome. All right. You be good. You have a safe night.
And you ain't too far from owing me a case of Diet Coke, buddy.
I know. I got you all day long.
I'll talk to you later, sweetie.
All right. Peace.
Bye.
Okay. So She didn't think, these men did drugs. She believes that, they may have been poisoned. Now, I think this is the case. I think they were all doing drugs. I think number 5 is the plug. Okay. He showed up. People die. He leaves. Okay. That sounds like dope man to me. But I don't know. I won't dare. All I can do is speculate, but it definitely seems strange. It seems strange to everybody but the police for some reason. You don't hear the police coming out and saying anything, addressing any of the news reports, addressing any of the rumors. I think, like News Nation, they need to reach out to the police and see what the police are saying about this. But the police have probably told them the same shit. Oh, we're just waiting on the toxicology report. We know they're on drugs. We want to know, is anybody going to be arrested for this? Is there any type of situation that may look like somebody had a hand in these drugs being in these people's body? That's what I think. That's my big question is, I already know they got drugs in them. My question is, they willing to do drugs? Did number 5 see anybody do drugs? Dolly. My question is, they willing to do drugs? Hello.
Hello.
Hey, you gotta turn me down in the background.
Oh, okay, man. Yeah, I got you. You there?
Yeah. Who's this? Where you calling from?
My name's Jeff. I'm calling from West Virginia.
What's up, Jeff?
Hey, how are you, buddy?
I was chilling, living my best life.
Yeah, man. You really got a good show tonight.
Thank you. So, what do you think about this Kansas City stuff?
Well, you know what though, I honestly think that all those guys were friends. I think probably some of them were maybe closer than others, and what I believe happened is that those 3 guys probably went out back and said, "Hey, I got some stuff you guys should try."
Uh-huh.
One of them probably had something and said, "Hey, why don't we do this, man? It'll," and what substance it was, I have no idea. But I think 3 of them probably tried something and they got too high, and I think they all passed out. Now, whether they had cardiac arrest or whatever the case may be, all that's going to come out on the toxicology.
Yes.
And
you think Jordan had anything to do with it, or he just happened to be there? And
well, it's entirely possible he could have been the source of those drugs, but you can't jump to conclusions. You have to wait till all the evidence comes out. And I feel horrible for those families that lost those young men,
Uh-huh.
You do. But you can't jump to conclusions and send an innocent person to jail. And, but, the wheels of justice turn slowly.
Yeah, I'm not even saying he killed him, but what about not reporting a death? How did he not know with the wallet, the keys, the messages, the damn body in his backyard, the cars in his front yard?
Well, yeah. And anyway, the big thing is, there was a lot of snow on the stuff, and he had no reason to go in his backyard, but yet his friends' vehicles are out front. That part blows me away.
Yeah, and the keys. The key. What about this? Have you ever been over one of your homeboys' house and took your wallet out?
Pardon me?
Have you ever went over one of your homeboys' house and took your wallet out and set it down?
No, I generally keep it in my back pocket.
That's what I'm saying. Why ain't there wallets in their pockets?
I don't know. I would only do that if I was maybe planning on staying the night.
That me too. It was a check, and I was about to get naked. But that ain't a check, and I don't think they were getting naked.
No.
So
but the whole thing just doesn't make sense, because they were there for celebration.
Yeah, and took their wallet.
They were there for celebration, and something just went haywire. Something just, you know, and it's positive. I'm almost 100% positive that it was something drug related.
Definitely,
Horribly wrong, and people lost their lives. Now, whether there's a cover up, I'd say there's probably a 75% chance there's a cover up in some way.
Yeah.
But it's just, I mean, it's just a sad situation, man, and they ought to get to the bottom of it. And if there's anybody that's guilty of anything, then justice needs to run its course.
Okay, Jeff, we're losing you a little bit. It was good talking to you, brother.
Hey, thank you, man.
All right, peace.
Bye.
Dolly.
I have a theory.
All right.
I think
All right.
what could be happening. This is Queen Widow.
Queen Widow. Okay.
I have a theory. What if, and I'm saying what if, the police are waiting for the toxicology report to do anything?
Well, yeah, they probably are. But I mean,
until they
know what drugs are in their system, they just don't know the levels of the drugs.
Exactly. Because, see, a toxicology could tell you levels. And what if, after they were all unthawed, because they couldn't do anything until these guys were all unthawed.
Yeah, I know. They couldn't even do the autopsy first. I heard the same report.
What if, after they were unthawed, they did all of the autopsies on the 3 guys, and they already have that report, and the cops are just sitting back waiting to see what the toxicology report is before they move and do anything.
Yeah, I'm sure that they're doing that, and I mean, we're not long from should be getting that back. These high-profile cases, they don't usually take that long, and this is making national news. It seems like they would rush that along a little bit. You know, and we know it's going to come back that they're on drugs. Now, if the levels are crazy high, then it'll look like they were poisoned.
But what if they aren't on any drugs?
Then I'm going to scratch my head and be like, UFOs did it. Okay? Then that's when we move to Bigfoot is player number 6 is Bigfoot.
But I'm just saying the what if factors. You know, what if, yes, they could have been on drugs. What if, yes. What if they weren't, though? See?
Then
what if they were poisoned?
That becomes a mystery from hell at that point. Then it'll leave everybody in the country shaking their head. Like, how do 3 healthy young men walk outside and just die? Did they be like, well, we're going to wait till he answers the door? And he never answered the door. They just waited there and died. I don't think that happened. Because they would have left.
But there's always that possibility because, you know, we're all looking at the what if they were on drugs, okay? But let's also look at the what if they weren't and they were possibly poisoned.
If they
never know.
If they were poisoned, totally different. But if they walked outside and died not on drugs, there's a problem with that. Because any normal person would have went to try to save herself. They wouldn't have just sat out there and die. I mean, I would have jumped the fence. I would have, you know, kicked the back door in. I would have started a fire, something.
Oh. Because I'm just saying, you know, they all 3 passed away at the same time. How do we not know? Did they not pass away in the house and were taken out of the house? What? You know, there's always all sorts of different theories.
Yeah.
But right now, no one's going to know.
It could have been that Wuhan and a bat's responsible. I have no clue. We'll find out.
Yeah, this is truly one of those head-scratching moments.
For sure. You be good. I'll talk to you next time.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, peace. All right, so yeah, I don't know. People dropping dead. Look, I seen it on TV. I ain't never seen it here in this country. People just walking. Whoop. Conspiracy. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly. It's Sunshine and Shadows.
Say it one more time.
Sunshine and Shadows.
Sunshine and Shadows. Okay. Hey, Sunshine. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing tonight, Dolly?
I'm doing pretty good. It's gonna be a bright, sunny, shiny day.
Oh, I love those kind of days.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't have enough information yet to draw a full conclusion, but I have some suspicions.
Okay, so you got like a stick man right now.
Sort of. I'm drawing.
All right, does that stick man look like Jordan, or does it look like player number 5?
I really don't know. I feel like they're both involved somehow. Like maybe, this is Jordan's house, right? So maybe Jordan said, "Hey, come over to my house," and he got some.
Maybe
He got
needed
something from player number 5.
Maybe he helped him move the bodies outside, because if you look at the one dude, he's a big guy. You might need some help to drag him out back. You know what I'm saying? They'd be like, "Dolly, get that body." Be like, "Yo, you better send another man. I only weigh 165. This dude looks like he's 220.
If they were drug outside though after they died, wouldn't there be bruising on their bodies somewhere? I don't even know.
Not if player grabbed his legs and player number 4 grabbed his arms and they carried him outside. There wouldn't be any bruises unless they dropped it. Yeah, I don't think you bruise. I think once you're dead, I don't think you bruise anymore.
I don't know. I don't know on that
could be
one.
wrong, but I think your body's your heart and stuff and your blood stops flowing, I don't think you bruise anymore. If somebody walked up and kicked you, I don't think it would turn into a bruise. I might be wrong. I mean, I ain't no doctor, but I think once you're dead, I don't think you bruise anymore.
Here's what I kind of think, though. I think, Jordan got him over to the house. He got some stuff. Maybe they was going to experiment. I don't know if Jordan did drugs or not. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. But those 3 guys look really healthy. If they did anything, it hadn't been long.
Mm-hmm.
And so my theory is they might have got a hot shot, and maybe Jordan was stoned out of his mind, and maybe the 3 guys walked outside. Maybe they were freaking out, having some kind of reaction.
Oh, you said something, the hot shot, the key word. I spoke about finding these 2 bodies at a McDonald's near my house, and they were doing drugs. And at first I thought it was a guy and a girl fooling around in a car. And I don't know what caught my attention, but I looked again and it was a dude with his head in the girl's lap, and she was crunched up over him, and I could see a spoon on her leg.
Oh, crap.
Right? And at first I thought they were just knocked out. I started beating on the window of the car. And right across from the Mickey D's is a little bank, and there was like a homeless guy like laying underneath the awning of the thing, and I'm beating on the window of the car, right? He's like, he's like, "What are you doing, man?" I was like, "There's 2 people knocked up out in the car," right? And he gets up, he walks up, and the first thing he looks and glances in the window, he goes, "They dead. They probably done got them a hot shot." That's the first thing that homeless man said to me. That is the first thing he said to me. He said they were probably over there snatching dope, and they done gave him a hot shot.
It's so common, and I mean, the guy that supplied the drugs, he could have been the target of that hot shot or whatever, and passed it on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy. But that's what the homeless dude said to me. He said when people go out in that neighborhood, because it's right near a drug neighborhood, he said when people go out there and snatch dope, like they'll pull up and grab it and try to take off, the next time they come through there, they give them something that'll kill them.
They can cross a dope dealer anyway, and they'll give them a hot shot.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy, putting your life in somebody's hands like that. Man, yeah, and I've seen it with my own eyes. Like I said, I found 2 dead people at Mickey D's.
I know a girl that got a hot shot all because she slept with some girl's man.
Oh, see, that's
so I mean,
just say no, kids. Just say no.
Say no to drugs.
Say no. Say no. You don't want to be dead in the snow nowhere. Hey, I appreciate you calling.
Dolly, well, I just had to call and put my 2 cents in tonight.
All right, peace.
All right, bye.
Yeah, guys, if you don't know what that hot shot is, that's when the drug dealers purposely give a drug addict drugs to kill them. Okay, it happens. I hear it happens. I don't know. I don't have to worry about that problem because I don't do that shit, But like I said, I've seen it. And usually when, drug addicts usually don't both die simultaneously. Usually when you seeing people do that, it's something that's super, super powerful, or it's something that's tainted, I guess would be the word. Or, damn, they done sold you some Drano. And, it's like, you ever remember Cheech and Chong when they do the Ajax? anybody watched them whole movies in here? Remember when they doing the girl thought it was, wasn't a guy? I can't remember, but they thought it was some powder. But it was Ajax. He's in there like, ooh, he's making all the noises. Y'all remember that? So, yeah, I definitely think there's some foul play involved. Now, I don't know if they purposely murdered him, but when you start getting into the wallet and the keys being, left in the house, I haven't heard one guy call up yet and say, yeah, I take my wallet out my pocket at my friend's house. Not one dude. Now, yeah, be like, yeah, when I go to my boy's house, I just throw my wallet on the counter so he can steal my money. I don't trust none of my friends. Okay. I ain't thinking about wallet out at your house. Are you crazy? I'll come back, about $20 be gone. You'll have a 12-pack of beer. Be like, yo, man, I had to grab some snacks. I just grabbed 100 out your pocket, man. Ain't no big deal. You got plenty. Big time YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? Hell no, I'm not fucking taking my wallet out the fucking pocket. I don't trust anybody. And right then, that's when I determined that this shit was foul play. It just don't happen. I can get I left my keys at your house. I might have jumped in the car with somebody else or something like that, and you see my keys. But if you see somebody's keys and their wallet, they ain't went far. How far can they get with no keys? Dolly, you got to turn me down in the background.
I just did, Dolly. Hey, it's Lisa B from Pennsylvania.
Hey, Lisa B.
Oh, after last night's call, that lady just pissed me off.
Oh, you're talking about the lawyer lady?
Oh, she really has to have something to do with the family. Big time.
You think
really big time.
I thought that was an inside call myself, too. I was like, she is somebody that's either with.
And every time I hear, and I'm really getting agitated about, you were talking about drugs. Like the family even said they were not on drugs.
Yeah. How they die?
Period.
How they died, though? They died from.
They died in that house.
I believe they died in the house, too, but from what?
Somebody slipped something in their drink or food. They had to. I mean, even the one girlfriend came out of the guy that died and said, Jordan, who? People are just.
Do we know if they ordered any food from anywhere previous to this?
No, I don't know. But they could have had food there. He could have had food.
What if somebody brought him a delivery and it was poisoned? Like maybe Uber Eated something.
Who knows? But that's weird. No one's going to go outside and freeze to death. And their phones are in there. Their keys are in there. Their wallets are in there. It happened in that house.
Now, I didn't hear their phones were in the house. I did hear their keys and their wallets were in the house.
And one of the jackets were in the house because a family member even came out about that.
Oh, okay.
All right. But I'm just saying,
he said
those bodies were staged. They weren't drug out. He had to have an extra person there to help him put the bodies out. The last person that was put in the chair, the one sitting up, they got tired after dragging out those other guys.
Okay, so you think 4 and 5, Jordan and Alex, they might have did this together?
Exactly. Exactly. I think they died earlier, and they sat them out there, and they were sitting there for a while. That's why they, you know what I'm saying? I think the police failed this whole investigation. Really. They didn't look into it deep. We shall see.
Yeah.
We shall see when all the test results come back on the autopsy.
All right. I appreciate you calling in.
All right, Dolly.
All right. Peace.
Bye.
Okay. So people think, they were staged out there. They were drug out there. They may have got tired, set the other body on the porch. Now, my thing is maybe, Jordan is just a big dum-dum, but I think he knew and he didn't know what to do. That's what I would tell. If my friends were dead, I'd be like, look, man, they were dead. I didn't know what to do. I was scared. I thought I was going to jail. At some point, you tell the truth. Dolly.
Now, my thing is,
Dolly?
Yeah, you got to turn me down in the background.
Okay, I turned you off.
Okay. Hey, how's it going? Who's this? Where are you calling from?
This is Mama Bear.
Hey, Mama Bear.
I just started watching you here on this case. I mean, I kind of watched you about a year ago, and I kind of got off of the crime stuff, but I started watching you on this case.
The mysteries.
I really like how you have really come around on this crime. I like your show.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I think it's ketamine.
A lot of people have said that. We'll just say the K. We won't say the word anymore. So
I am so sorry. So sorry.
Yeah, but a lot of people have said that. So many young kids have said that to me.
Because it's the going thing. And that actually is what the guy from Friends passed away from.
Is it? I didn't know that. I don't really watch Friends.
And if you don't know how much to take, because my daughter works in the psych unit, and they treat people with that. And if you don't know how much to take of that, it'll kill you.
Oh, Lord.
And a lot of people are using it. And
I know it's like a tranquilizer, right? It's like a animal tranquilizer.
It's what they use on you, like when you have a colostomy or something.
Oh, I didn't even know they used it in humans. I thought it was just for animals.
No. And so him being a scientist, he can get a hold of that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I bet he can. So he probably had it, and he was probably like, yo, let's do some of this K. And they didn't do
I'm telling you, them ending up outside.
Or he has a tolerance for it because he probably does it all the time because he can get his hands on it, and they don't.
That is so true.
And they died, and he was just disoriented.
See, they treat people with PTSD, you know what I'm saying, with that PTSD.
Yeah, they treat that the K. I didn't even know that. I only thought that stuff was used on animals. I didn't know they used it on human beings.
No, they treat people with it. The only reason why I know this is because my daughter works in the psych part, you know.
I thought it was like a horse and cat tranquilizer is what I thought it was.
I don't know about that, but I bet you if it's anything, it's probably that.
So yeah,
because
they sure are going to come out and tell us.
Got the feeling, huh?
But here's
it'll make.
Did they?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Did they put it in their body, or did somebody else put it in their body?
Well, you know, when you said maybe they all did it together, maybe he's used to it, and they weren't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like my girl can drink that dark roast coffee, and I can't. You know what I'm saying?
What's that?
Like my girl can drink that dark coffee, and I can't. It's too powerful for me. It's too strong.
Yeah, right. And so that's just my thought. But keep the good work up you're doing.
Okay. Well, you have a good one.
And as soon as I get my debit card in here on my thing, I'll join your membership.
Awesome.
The time to do that.
All right, you be good. Awesome.
You too, Dolly.
All right.
Oh, this is Mama Bear.
Mama Bear, peace.
You too, buddy.
That is a good way to keep Dolly alive, is hit that join button, people. For less than a cup of coffee, you can support this face right here. Okay.
Dolly.
Yes.
Jet lag.
How you been, man?
Oh, not bad. How about yourself?
Yeah, I live my best life.
You being nice to PJ?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay. That's an improvement.
80-20, 80-20.
That beats the chain, chaining her up and stuff.
Yeah,
yeah. I guess you're getting better.
I'm trying.
We'll give you that.
So,
but anyway,
what do you think?
They're out there they're celebrating, right? Okay, so what if just by chance they're throwing a little party with the four buddies together, right? So they get a hooker.
I gotta have a hooker.
Well, I'm just throwing, something out there.
Oh, okay.
But say they get a hooker or whatever, and her plans are to rob these guys.
But do they already have a stripper pole there, or do they got to get one of the ones that like?
She got a portable.
Portable.
She got her own.
Okay. Portable stripper.
She got her
hooker.
own.
We got it. All right. Drugs, hook,
Yeah,
poles.
And say just by chance her plans were trying to rob these guys, so she drugs them. They drag them outside, or they end up going outside, leaving her with homeboy inside the house. They get freezed to death after they're drugged up, whatever, out there.
Uh-huh.
The wallets and everything are there, the keys. She goes out, checks their cars and everything, and maybe she robbed them. I don't know. And then the other guy woke up, the one that was in the house, called his buddy. He came over to help drag him outside. Maybe, who knows?
Okay, there you go. The plot thickens. Okay, so let me follow this. So she goes over there. She roofies them all. She steals their wallets, drags them outside.
Well, no. Well, she drugged them, and then maybe they passed out or whatever, like her plan was going. And then that's when she took the wallet and keys and ransacked through everything they had.
Oh, okay.
Checked the cars and everything, and then put it back in. And maybe they called homeboy to come and help the other guy, whatever. Who know? I don't know. But okay. I'm just trying to piece it together myself, just like everybody else.
We're looking for a hooker with a portable stripper pole.
Yeah.
And a wad of money.
Well, you never know. They might have been broke.
They were broke. That's what their family said. They said they didn't have a whole lot of money on them. That's why they think Jordan did it, because he was the scientist with all the damn money.
Well, if he had all the money, then he paid for the hooker.
Definitely paid for the hooker. I mean, if I was his homeboy, I'd be like, oh, dude, you paying for the hookers. I mean, the one with the most money is the one paying.
Well, like they say, he with the most money wins, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I guess he won.
We got this homeboy we call Millionaire Pete. He pays for everything. Okay. That's the dude with the most money pays. That's why that's why you don't want to be the friend on top. You want to be in the middle somewhere.
And then maybe, who knows? Maybe, like you said, he was a scientist, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe he came up with his own Jordan doll. And
Jordan
experiment on
them. Damn. I hope not.
And maybe was experimenting, and the experiment went bad.
I hear that stuff is killer.
Yeah, the Jordan doll.
Yeah, the Jordan doll.
Don't be messing with that stuff.
Yeah, leave that alone.
He's gonna put the cartel out of business.
All right, the Kansas 33 took 2 Jordan dolls and didn't make it in the backyard.
Or it was a disgruntled Raider fan.
Disgruntled Raider fan. Look, I wasn't nowhere near. I got alibis, and I got seven alibis. Okay.
Was JLR anywhere in the area?
In a bush. I'm surprised he ain't at the doorstep right now, knocking on the door. No one, the guy don't live there. Okay. He won't even move out. I'm surprised he ain't in the back of the U-Haul in a box.
I think he's busy at the border right now.
He's tied up. He's eating burritos and hanging out with Julio.
He's following the immigration around.
They were like, "Can you be this fucking weird dude for following my patrol car?" You know.
I've been always wondering how many times he was dropped on his head.
They're gonna build a fence around his ass while he's standing there.
He's gonna see some milk cartons with his name on it and face on it.
He'll declare his own country. He's in his own world. All right, jet lag.
All right, Dolly, you all be good.
All right, peace.
Bye.
Okay, now I'm gonna burn for picking on JLR. He's down there guarding our borders, though. He's definitely guarding the borders, doing a really good job. Doing a really good job down there, JLR. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. We don't want to blame no hookers because we don't want to put bad mojo on hookers. Hookers got enough problems out there in this world that they don't need murders or deaths put on their backs, okay? Because they're usually on their backs. They don't need nothing else put on the backs of hookers, okay? So jet lag, that was a little unnecessarily to try to put it on some, robbing ass hooker. Every hooker ain't a robber, okay? So if you're a hooker out there, we ain't trying to offend nobody, okay? It's the world's oldest profession, apparently, is what they say. Anyway, Dolly knows nothing about it. What is freezing the body is necessary? Dolly. Hello.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi. Are you live right now, right?
yes, I'm absolutely live. I'm checking my heartbeat. Yep, still beating.
No, no. I mean on your channel. I was watching
Yes,
you.
yes, I'm live on my channel, but you got to turn me down on the background because we're looping.
Okay. Okay. So I had this theory. I wonder if they checked for a gas leak in the house or carbon monoxide.
Somebody else said
Because the guy,
Gordon be dead. He was in there for 2 days after. Wouldn't he have sucked into most of it?
well, he was knocked out, and he was also he went. He said he went to bed, so maybe he went on a different floor, you know, and got away from the worst of it. I mean, I'm just
I mean, if you had carbon, if you was out in the fresh air, it wouldn't kill you, would it? Don't you have to be in closed space with carbon monoxide for it to kill you?
No, but I mean, they were in there long enough to ingest it, and then they got outside to feel better, and they just had too much of it.
Yeah, I
I
understand that. I was back in the day I used to spray apartments. I used to do fire restoration work. And there's this stuff called Kills. It's an oil-based paint, but it's like really strong. And I was in there spraying it, and I guess the fumes had got to me. And I felt fine inside, but as soon as I stepped outside and took that first fresh breath air, I passed out, woke up on the ground. Boop, it knocked me out.
Right.
I guess the fumes had got to me, and boop, I was done. I don't know how long I was out. I woke up on the ground. I was like, it wasn't wintertime though.
Right.
Thank God, I went out there and froze to death, you know. But yeah, something happened, I guess.
I mean, and they went outside, and then the guy left 2 days. He left after like 2 days after he woke up from his whatever.
Well,
the scientist.
Yeah, he packed up and got the hell out of Dodge quick, boy.
Yeah. Another question I have: when he got the hell out of Dodge, supposedly they were still there.
With no friends left.
Huh?
How did he move so quick with no friends? Usually, you get your friends to help you move, but all his friends are dead. How did he move so quick?
Right. And also, when he left, the cars were in his parking lot, in his driveway, right? His friends' cars. So how did he know they weren't there? Or did he know by that time?
How did he know when he seen their wallets, when he was digging through their wallet, grabbing 20s and 50s out of it, that they wasn't there?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? But this is very interesting. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm hoping, I already know the toxicology report's going to come out and say that they're on drugs. But my whole question at this point is, if they ruled they ruled foul play out like almost instantly, but they didn't find drugs, how can they do that if they don't know the circumstances? The family hasn't ruled it out. The general public hasn't ruled it out, but the police seem to have ruled out foul play in the very beginning. Like 2 days in, they were like, no foul play.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I don't like that. I mean, imagine being the parents or the sister, or the brother. I mean, it just don't sound right. Yeah. And your sibling just froze to death.
And one of the two people probably in that house is the one that supplied these 3 men with the drugs.
Yeah, I think so too. If it turns out to be drugs, it's bad.
And one of them need to, tell on each other. The first one to talk is the first man to walk.
Yeah, but they also said that these guys were somewhere else before they got to the house. They were partying at somebody else's house. So it might come from that place. They might have already had too much, and then from there.
And then got back there, did more of it, and it took them out the game.
Yeah, and that's another reason.
Where's my biggest question in all of this has been, where's the paraphernalia? Where's what they were doing it on? Like, you just don't.
Right. Yeah, but are they going to tell us that right away? Are they going to say, "Oh, we found this and that"?
Well, they didn't say. Well, I mean, the police can lie to us. I know that they don't got to tell you the truth at all. But in the beginning, they said they found no drugs or no drug paraphernalia. So that makes
the guy could have got rid of it. He had 2 days.
I know, that's what I'm saying. If that's the case, then he's cleaned it up, because if not, it would be there. If they're doing drugs there, the rest of the drugs are going to be there. The baggies going to be there. The mirror they chopped it up on is going to be there, or the syringe they did it in is going to be there, or the pipe they smoked it out of is going to be there. Something
be a mess.
Something's going to be there, and it's not. That's what makes it so weird. Now, if they would have found 3 dead bodies and drug paraphernalia, I go, okay, they were doing drugs. Okay, but they
Mhm.
everybody's no drug paraphernalia. That makes you think, okay, how the hell do these people get dead in the backyard?
Exactly. Exactly. Well, I guess we'll find out if it's not aliens or Bigfoot, you know.
Yeah, it's one of, if it ain't Jordan or number 5, it's definitely aliens or Bigfoot.
Right. I'm with you there.
All right, you be good.
You too. Thanks.
All
Bye.
right, peace. Okay, now we need to go in the backyard and look for Bigfoot tracks. Okay, if this don't pan out that Jordan or Alex had anything to do with it, then of course it's player number 6, Bigfoot. Okay, El Chupacabra, Count Dracula. I don't know. A poisonous blowtoad. Maybe they were on a tree out there. Leap. Dolly!
Hey, Dolly.
Hey.
It's Tammy.
Hey, Cammy.
And friends.
Say it one more time.
I am sorry. But them calling 3 grown men at the same time is throat to death.
Uh-huh.
And the cop saying no foul play at the beginning.
Yeah, I thought it was too soon to say that.
That. Yeah, usually like the ongoing investigation. Something.
Could it be a cult? What somebody says in the chat. Could it be a cult? A weird cult?
Well, I can tell you that where I'm at. And look, I'm standing up to them. Look at, I got drugged by my mailbox with fentanyl. I mean, it's by the grace of God I'm living.
Oh, you got drugged at your mailbox?
Yeah, I went to get the mail out there. Just a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
My daughter happened to call me. My eyes are rolling back in my head and stuff.
Oh, Lord. I've heard cops searching vehicles and get into it and fall out and things of that nature. So, yeah, dangerous. Definitely dangerous.
Oh, yeah, and I know they're coming up here. The hot shots you talking about?
Uh-huh.
We don't have no newspaper news here. You know, I'm just standing up because, you know, what else can you do? But I'm just saying, come on, 3 grown, healthy men freeze to death outside. You're going to holler no foul play.
Yeah, but the whole...
At the same time, they all day.
These
Look here,
don't look like
I had to
junkies
walk
to me,
at
though.
16-degree weather to the store because my truck was down. And it was at 16-degree weather. It was so cold. I had tears rolling down my eyes.
Uh-huh. Or they trace into your face?
This doesn't call survival. And I don't know why everybody's saying drugs. Before we even said back any kind of drugs, the family would know if they kind of okayed. But even if you were doing drugs, who goes outside when this is the most freezing cold weather we've had in a long time? Who goes outside to do their drugs?
I don't know. That's why I thought they were drugged out the house. I was like, I don't know no drug addicts that go outside to do the drugs.
So even if you're covering up afterwards, even y'all say hypothetically, you know, some crazy story, you know, we're watching a football game and we all decide to do drugs and he moves the bodies and covers things up, that's still foul play.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, if he's moved anything, covered anything up, then it's foul play.
Yeah. And look here, I have to tell y'all, I've got to buy his Dolly body wash and use it as shampoo. I have people all the time about my hair ever since I've been using it.
Uh-huh.
They just crack me up. They go, oh, I've had people, I love to brush your hair. Oh, you usually get a woman get a haircut, the man don't notice. I wash my head and body and everybody's noticing. I'm like, it's Dolly shampoo, that's what I tell them. Dolly shampoo.
So you've been using Dolly body wash on your hair, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I use your body wash for the shampoo.
Okay.
Because it has the chemicals in it.
I mean, I wash my hair with it too.
That's what I'm saying, you know, and I'm like, yeah, y'all got to get it, I'm telling you.
That's what I even use.
Where did I get it?
Wash. I
You got to go get it for $1.
Anyway.
But you have blessed it's been, you know, I've been fighting these criminals around here. All this is going to come out. Because you know what? You notice in Georgia, you know, our sheriff is national sheriff. It seems like the same game everywhere. Georgia, Missouri, and all of them, they got the same game book at this point. Not saying every single you know, I got lost one is bad, but they got pretty. They're, you know,
okay.
You know.
All right. Well, look. Hey, I appreciate you calling.
Yeah, y'all be like, hey, take PJ because I know she packs the stuff.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
PJ does all the work.
Yeah, I ordered before body wash. You know, I'll be ordering them again because that is. I want you to be sold out.
All right, you be good.
All right, you too. Bye.
All right, peace. I'm gonna have to literally go back and watch that with the captions on. Okay. Now I've gotten pretty good at picking up people's accents, and because I talk to people from all over the country, all over the world. A little tricky to pick out what everybody's saying. Dolly.
Hi. This is Carol in Kentucky.
Hey, Carol.
I was wondering if the guy was passed out for 2 days in his home, who brought the U-Haul there?
His lawyer said he got up and left a couple. It changed. One time he got up and left a few times and went about his day and came home and just didn't notice. And then it became he left one time. So he left. He definitely left. He left and went and got the U-Haul. But that was
okay.
He got the U-Haul after they had found the bodies, though.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, like he got it so they found him, and then like a day and a half later, he had the U-Haul parked out in front of the house. So he didn't like they wasn't in the backyard. And he went and got the U-Haul. They found him, just went down, and then he went and got the U-Haul.
Okay. Another thing is, I was wondering. I read up on. I pulled his name up on Google and read up on all his scientific stuff. And they said that he's really very well known throughout that community, working on the I don't know, vaccines. And I wonder if he's not, how high is he connected?
I don't know.
Because our fake Dr. Fauci, I know it sounds stupid.
Oh, so
has been working on an HIV vaccine for 50 years. And all of a sudden, this guy's working on an HIV. Does he know somebody well connected?
Do you think
so they're protecting him?
What are you trying to say? Did he test something on these young men and they out there?
Well, I wonder.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you think because he's a scientist,
How high is he connected that they would protect him? Saying he just closed the case.
But
24 hours.
One thing we don't have is a motive, really. We could say the mad scientist thing is a motive, but why would he kill his friends? More likely he did drugs with them and covered it up, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Because really, that's the big thing to me is motive. Why would you do it? What did he have to gain from killing his friends? Nothing really. So.
Well, I was just thinking, how high is he connected that the police could close the case that quick?
He might be connected to the island that we keep hearing about.
Yeah.
That Will Smith and everybody likes to hang out at. He might be connected to them people. Never know.
Because somebody's always popping up on the news that's connected to
it all leads
really
back.
Huge.
It all leads back to the Illuminati.
And he's working on the exact same thing as Fauci has for 50 years. So
it all leads back to the Illuminati.
They're protecting him for something.
It might be.
For some reason, I think.
Okay. You be good.
Okay, thanks.
All right, peace.
Bye-bye.
Now, I don't know if this dude is connected to anybody. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding about all that. But I think it's just this, that he covered it up. Like, I don't think he purposely killed his friends. The odds are he didn't. Most likely they were all doing drugs. Player number 5 came over with the drugs. Because this makes the most logical sense. Because he shows up, he leaves people dead. These people are dead. He's passed out on the couch. Why is everybody all sleepy all of a sudden for days? You know what I'm saying? Because they all did some drugs together. And then let's just think if we are blaming Jordan and he didn't have nothing to do with it. Imagine if you was him. Imagine it's me and my friends died in the backyard. And everybody on the internet is like, yo, this dude did it. He's a mad scientist. He's done killed his friends. You know what I'm saying? And you, Jordan, you like, I ain't do shit, man. I was them sleeping. I was watching Pokemon or something. Some scientist nerd shit. What a nerdy scientist do? I don't know. He was trying to invent a laser beam or something. And you ain't really got nothing to do with it. And now you got thousands of people on the internet like, yo, dude, you suspect. And just think about this. Even like I said, let's just play devil's advocate. He don't have nothing to do with it. This is going to follow this dude around for a minute. All his colleagues in the science world are going to be like, hey, them damn dead in your yard, huh? Huh, Doc? I don't know if you, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be, somebody says a CIA experiment. You know, that was the first call that really went conspiracy. Most people have been pretty solid on, hey, this is drugs and this is what happens when you do drugs, and he didn't report it. And then you got the whole, yo, is he connected? Is this, you know, vaccine this and people dropping dead instantly kind of thing? And is this a scientific experiment? I mean, I don't really know. I would think not, right? Like, wouldn't you do that on people you didn't know when you want to kill off your friends? Unless, like the mother said, that something happened. These people, some way, some shape, had a falling out. You know, for some reason, they were friends 1 minute, and then he didn't want to be friends no more. And he was like, okay, if I can't have you, nobody will. Something transpired. And he just needs to be honest. And look, if he did drugs with him and he didn't supply the drugs, then he shouldn't be in no trouble. The only problem comes if he supplied the drugs. So it was soap poisoning. Okay. I don't think it was soap poisoning. It made them something. It had to be something they took to make them sweat and stepped outside to cool off. I mean, that is possible too. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey.
It's Rhonda. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing good. I'm from South Dakota.
South Dakota.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You know what I'm thinking? What my theory, one of the theories that I was thinking, what if one of these guys, especially the ones that took off,
we know you're
out there, but what if he supplied them with some high class call girls and count, you know, like the wallets are out. What, you know, what if they couldn't pay, or you know what I'm saying?
And the call girls, the hookers want ninja. Right? Like, I don't know, mad hookers. You the second hooker caller tonight. Okay, damn. Last night it was, yeah, he drugged them. Tonight it's hookers did it. So we're looking for hookers or manhunt.
Well, maybe the high class call girls.
So we're looking for Heidi Fleiss and with a bag of dope. Okay.
No, it's
and a portable stripper pole.
You think about it. I mean, things like this happen, and you know, maybe.
I'm glad I didn't go to that party.
Partying and had girls over there that they paid for, and maybe somebody couldn't pay, and they, you know, did something to them. Maybe they made them go outside and freeze to death and kept their wallets. You know, we don't know if
I knew hookers had to be involved. Just when I heard it was 3 people dead, I was like, yeah, this is hookers. Anytime 3 dudes are dead,
well,
hookers.
I mean, it's funny, but then I also think it's a possibility. You know,
you never know. They had their wallets out. They might have been making it rain.
Making it rain. Exactly.
Throwing your wife's money out there, throwing their child support payment right out at the strippers.
That's it. but I'm gonna let you go. It's a theory. I mean, it's not too far out there.
All right.
You never know.
I thought it was just jet lag. All right, we'll be good.
All right, bye.
Jet lag called in with the same thing. He's like, yo, it's hookers. Hookers are involved. Anytime people dead, look, 3 dudes at a party, the hookers did it. The hookers did it. Okay. I'm thinking, listen, we're not going to accuse the hookers. We might just be the only YouTube channel out here that don't do that, but we know these ladies got to pay for their college. Okay. These strippers and stuff. I'm sure, Dolly, in my young days, I played for plenty of educations. Okay. Plenty, you know, there's plenty of successful women in this world because of me. But I don't think hookers are involved in this one. Okay. I'm ruling out hookers as a cause. Now watch it come out and police be like, they were on drugs. Hookers are involved. And I'll be like, shit. How could I have been so wrong? How could I have been so? I should have knew. 3 dudes dead. Wallets out. Hookers. All this time we've been thinking it's some weird ass conspiracy where these friends were killing each other. And this whole time it was just a damn mad hooker. How shocked would I be? That came out. Breaking news from Kansas City. Mad hookers on the attack. Listen, call girl sales are going to go down instantly, right? There's hookers right now going, I ain't got nothing to do with it. You're messing up job security, education funds. People want to stop going to the strip clubs, okay? People are going to stop going to the strip clubs at this rate. What if the lawyer did it, okay? He's the one that has the inconsistent statements. I want to know where the lawyer was at. Say, man, where was you at 12, between 12 and 2, the night of the damn Kansas City and Chargers game? Because you suspect, okay? Was you player number 7, the lawyer? Okay, he's player number 7. Bigfoot's number 6. The lawyer. What if Jordan's telling one story, but the lawyer's telling 50 different stories? Anybody think of that? Be like, he probably just like, yeah, man. And then the lawyer's like, he's just out there like, yeah, I'll take your interview. He's just out there trying to get famous off of fucking the news. Like, anybody ever see this lawyer before? He's just like, now all of a sudden he's all on the news programs and interviewing with whoever he can. He's on like a world tour. You know, you got Metallica, and then you got this greasy head lawyer. He's like the opening act. What if they found out something they shouldn't have known, and that would be the motive? Well, that's what the parents said. They believed that they stumbled across something, seen something they wasn't supposed to see, and the men in black came in, took them out. Okay, CIA op, like black ops, done. Hit him with a poison blow dart in the neck. Look, what if it's a little tribal dude running loose? Do they look for poison blow darts? Okay, now, because I think if you look, let's be honest. If somebody with a poison blow dart toad hit him with a dart, right? There would be a dart sticking in their neck. Okay, that would have been definitely a sign of foul play. So with no poison darts sticking out of them, we have to assume that they did some type of street drugs, okay? A tribal dude. Yeah, you know, like a little bush dude, like JLR with a little blow dart gun. Free clubber, okay? Free clubber. Definitely free clubber, if you don't know who clubber is. Dog was kidnapped. Dolly!
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Pretty good. I have a question for you.
All right.
This whole thing that's going on with this whole party, I live in New York.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to tell you right now, I consider the snow that's on their ground basically like just like a little sprinkle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's no way this is my opinion, but there's no way in hell that 3 people are going to freeze outside.
Uh-huh.
There's no way. There's houses next door. People could go over there, just knock on the door, you know, and say, hey, is there any way I can use your phone? The person that has my phone and my wallet and all that other stuff, I can't get back in the house.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have definitely walked to the neighbor's house or walked somewhere I could use a phone.
That's what I'm saying. And then he could call his fiance. The other guy could call whoever they were with, and they could actually get home.
Yeah, I don't understand why if they were just out there stuck. And who's to say the back door was even locked? We're just thinking the back door was locked. We don't even know if they were locked out the house.
The reason that well, at least the front door was locked. The reason we know about that is because when the fiance ended up going to the house, she had to pound on that door. So if you're pounding on that door, and if before somebody came and was pounding on that door for like 20 minutes, wouldn't you think that somebody tried to open up the door?
Yeah, well, she did try to open the door and it was locked. That's why she broke in the window.
Right, and she broke in. So she went into the basement, then ended up coming up and saw what was going on. The guy didn't wake up at all. But then all of a sudden he just shows up with the wine glass in his hand.
Yeah, which is odd.
To the door when the cops get there. But nobody else.
Yeah.
And then there was this rumor that his attorney put out that he was wearing like earbuds and he had a loud fan and that's why he couldn't hear anything.
Well, he said noise canceling headphones.
Yeah, well.
But why would you have that on your head in a house where you live by yourself?
That's what I'm saying. If he thought that these people left, why would he have those in?
Exactly.
And the dogs weren't there.
I know. That don't make no sense to me either. Hey, can you hold on 1 second? I just got to grab something. Take me 2 seconds.
All right.
Okay, I'm back with you.
Okay, thank you. In my opinion, okay, what had happened specifically is that he used one of those things that he works with all these different, like with COVID, with HIV, all that other stuff.
Yeah.
He has access to other drugs.
Yeah.
There are many odorless drugs, tasteless drugs. They're sitting there drinking beers and everything. What's to say somebody that he didn't put like a little bit of that drug in each beer and then hands them off to, all the guys that are there?
Yeah, all you gotta do is go to the fridge and grab them for them. Hey, you want a beer? Everybody's gonna be like, yeah, you need extra beer. And then you just give them something and slip it in their beer.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, so in a way, it's like almost like a roofie.
Yeah.
It's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, them things are black. You knock, you slam out. I had somebody, I think, drug me at a bar one night. I shared that story the other night.
I'm sorry to hear about that. It's not funny.
Yeah, well, I think they were trying to get a girl that was next to me, and they got me. And it knocked me slam out. I had the worst headache the next day, too. I drank one drink and was like, well, I drank two, but I can drink way more than 2 drinks. And I was blacked out, like on my floor, like sick, like hungover, like so bad. And I only had 2 drinks. And it was these 2 Navy dudes next to me, and I think they slipped something in my drink.
Oh, man.
So it happens. Keep your drink safe. And yeah, you never know when somebody hands you something.
That's what I'm saying. And then they're like, okay, the game started at 3 p.m. Okay. So the game would have been over by 7 or 8.
Yeah, so they were partying for a while.
So that game would have been done. And it came out, I was reading an article. It was the mother of, I can't remember what his name is. He was the one with the dark hair. Okay.
David, wasn't it? David Harrington.
Okay. she had mentioned something about there was an altercation that happened at the house.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Well, she thinks there was an altercation.
She said that her son had called her
Uh-huh.
specifically and told her about it.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
Yeah. Her son ended up calling her on the phone and told her that there was an altercation that was going on at the house.
Oh.
He wasn't involved in that altercation.
What did she say what the altercation was?
She said it was to a news lady. It was an interview that she was doing with the news lady. She told the news lady, she's like, because the news lady said, well, can you, go into detail about that? And she said, no, I can't. I said too much. I shouldn't have even said that.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, because I hadn't heard nothing like that. I'll have to go back and do some digging and see if I can find that.
Yep. And she said that.
Do you know who she was interviewing with when she said that?
Oh gosh. I can't remember who it was. It was a female.
Okay.
I know that much. It wasn't the lady that was doing like
Because I thought I watched all her interviews, but I may have missed one.
Well, and did you see the Chris Cuomo one?
Yeah, I seen the Como one for sure.
Okay. When he spoke with the fiance?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That like opened my eyes big time because I was like, wait a second. I'm like, if what she's saying right now, okay, that he was so happy and that he was going to see his daughter, then why didn't he just leave and go home after the game was done? Or even a couple hours afterwards.
Because I don't think that whatever they did ended with them on the ground in the backyard is the reason they didn't go home.
Well, yeah, and then she got worried, so then she ends up going to the house and knocks on the door. No one answers, so then she breaks in and goes into the house. But the funny thing was, it's a report that the wallets and the car keys were all lined up.
Ain't that odd?
For each guy, the wallets and all of their car keys.
Yeah, like who comes in and sets their wallet and keys down?
Right.
3 dudes.
Who's going to take them out of because usually your wallet's in your back pocket. So you take it and who's going to do that?
Not no guy I know. That's what makes it so suspicious, though, is what's happening. So
it's weird. It's like mind-boggling to me because I'm like really into the crime stuff and trying to figure out like different ways that you can look at stuff. And like, wait a minute. I'm like, if it doesn't, there was an old saying that my parents used to say that if it doesn't smell right, if it doesn't pass the smell test,
yeah,
there's something wrong.
Yep, I've always heard that myself.
Okay, then I'm not, weird or anything about it. But to the whole family, all of the family members, it is not passing that smell test. We're talking even like nieces.
Yeah.
And stuff. It's not passing because they're like, there's more that's going on. Because why would it be if a person was so innocent and did not feel like he did anything wrong whatsoever, why would he end up leaving? Why would he pack his stuff up and leave?
That I can't explain. But look, hey, I appreciate you calling in tonight.
Oh, you're welcome.
Hey, you have a good one.
Yep, thank you very much.
All right, peace.
Peace.
All right, guys, look, we're going to try to keep the calls to right around 10 minutes. I know some of them run a little long. So we're going to try to, I don't really have a timer, but I'm going to try to keep it for about 10 minutes at tops. And if you got something more you want to say that's over 10 minutes, you can always just like call back or something, but give people a chance to call in, because there's been a lot of people trying to get through that haven't been able to get through because some of these calls are running a little long. But no man does that. Okay. No man goes in a house and takes his wallet and his keys out. Maybe one dude does it, but the chances of 3 people doing it is a little odd. Okay. Just a little odd. Maybe he done off these people because they owed him money, and he done took the money they owe him out of their wallets and left their bodies in the yard. I know it sounds crazy, but look, we live in a world where usually the explanation to things is something crazy. Okay. How come I can't hear?
And never came home.
Dolly.
Dolly.
Yes.
This is morbid.
Morbid. What's up, Morbid?
How you doing, my friend?
I'm living my best life.
Number one, you're killing it, and I'm proud of you.
I'm doing better than Baby Gap.
Oh, hell yeah, you are. I mean, did you see the debate between him and the what do you call B Tim? I don't even know at this point.
No, I didn't see that. Did people really watch that?
I don't know. Honestly, I can't.
Was it a hit? Was it a hit?
Was it a hit? I don't know. I mean, from King B. Have you heard of King B? That guy, the Pizza the Hut guy?
No, I've been out the loop. I've been out the loop for a little bit.
Well, good for you, because I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, these people. I swear to God.
I'm assuming it's the same old thing, just a different day.
You know, number one, I'm glad you're killing it, man, because you deserve it. You know, the first, I would like to say the first time I don't know a whole lot about you, but I do know as much as I can. But I think you're fantastic. I think what you're doing is good. And what Mr. Glare, the E-jacker, and I'm sorry if I'm going to demonetize you. I probably should be more respectful. We'll need to demonetize you, your channel here.
Okay.
But anyhow, what are your thoughts about it, all of this stuff that's going on here? Again, you're covering something else. You're covering the Kansas Chiefs fans that froze, which is an interesting story, by the way, because I ran across it, but I don't know a whole lot about it.
Okay, well, basically the Kansas City Chiefs game where they're playing the Chargers. Some buddies were out partying. There was like 5 people at the house. One person left. A couple days go by. People hadn't heard from their 3 loved ones. They go to the house. They beat on the door. Nobody answers the door. The cars are in the driveway. One of the fiancés breaks in the house. She goes out into the backyard and she discovers 3 bodies. The 4th person is in the house. He's asleep and he don't even know the house has been broken into. Then the police show up and knock on the door, and he comes right down and answers the door to the police. That's kind of what's going on. So everybody's thinking that
is it a homicide, or I mean, can you even?
They're saying right now, no foul play, no signs of foul play.
So they just died of cold weather. I mean, at this point,
yeah, well, they're waiting for toxicology to come back, but no way 3 30-year-old men died from sitting out in the cold. It was only 30 degrees.
And where did this happen?
Kansas City.
Wow. Was it that cold that people could die?
I mean, you can die in it's 18 to 30 degrees. Yeah, 30 below 32 is freezing. So yeah, it's freezing temperatures, but they didn't die from that. Of course, they did no way.
It's crazy.
They must have had something. They did something, or somebody gave them something, and they walked out into the yard and died. And then the homeowner, he didn't never report it. They had to break in his house to find the bodies. So that's where it gets weird.
Man, hey, have you watched the Netflix series American Nightmare.
Yes, I loved it. It was awesome.
Ain't that a son of a bit? I mean,
Yeah,
Jesus
that was a
Christ.
good show. That was really good. It's like,
What did you think about that? I like
when I
your
first
thoughts.
heard the story,
Great.
like when I first heard his story in the beginning, I thought he was in prison. I was like, this dude's telling this shit from prison. And his story was so
You're
crazy.
talking about Aaron, the boyfriend.
Yeah, his story was so crazy. I was like, he got to be telling this from prison because they had him in that gray room. I was thinking he was in a jail. And he was telling the story about the people showing up and being in scuba diver suits and shit. And I was like, this is the craziest story. I was like, this dude's done killed his girlfriend. And then she shows up and the story's real. And I was like, that shit is so crazy. We live in a crazy ass world.
Heard about the story before the documentary on Netflix, or was it the first time when you
I had
heard it?
never heard of it. I had never heard of it in a million years. I was just chilling one night, flipping through Netflix, and I was like, American Nightmare, what's this? Let me check it out. Boom. And then I binge watched all three.
Man, what a crazy story. Huh?
That's what I thought too. I was like, listen, when people tell you things, sometimes you got to believe it, even if it's crazy.
I mean, wow, there's a lot to dissect. Now, for those who haven't watched that, you have to watch American Nightmare on Netflix.
I would agree.
It is just an insane story. But what were your thoughts when you actually watched? Okay, so episode 1, you get kind of the story of not the husband, but the boyfriend.
Yeah, 2, you get the woman.
And then all of a sudden at the end, it's all about Denise, who is the victim in all of this. And then that's episode 2. It's Gone Girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the movie. So what was your thoughts going in from episode 1 to 2?
My whole thoughts from this is lock your doors at night and like be careful, especially if you're a woman that lives alone. But he was, that woman didn't live alone. She was with a man. He did it with the man and everything in the house. And the crazy thing was,
and this was in suburbia and Vallejo. So I live in. Hey, what's up, Bullhorn Betty? I see Bullhorn in your chat. So Vallejo is like central California. I live very close to where her family lives in Huntington Beach. It's probably about 20-25 minutes away from me. So I know that very well, where she was dropped off, Denise. And then you have the Vallejo incident where he took her to some cabin, which was very close to Northern California. We're talking about Silicon Valley. That's where all the tech companies are, like Google and YouTube, and all your tech companies are in Silicon Valley. But what were you thinking from episode 1? How did you even process that? Did you think that the boyfriend was in on it? Because
at first I thought it was he did it. Then I thought, because they they kind of lean you that way that he did it, and then they kind of lean you towards they did it together, and then they kind of hit you with the shocker that they didn't have nothing to do with it, that it was it was actual kidnapper and the crime did take place. And I thought it was pretty cool. Netflix does a really good job.
They do
on stuff like that.
Fantastic job in true crime.
I think they do a better job than, I don't know if you used to watch like old school HBO documentaries. I think Netflix does a better job than HBO used to do. And HBO used to make some killer ass documentaries.
And so when you saw episode 2 and you saw Denise, because that's the Gone Girl episode, what were your thoughts at that point when you're like hearing her story and she's telling it?
I thought she was a lying hooker, to be honest with you. I thought she was cheating on her boyfriend. Yeah, I did. I was like, she's lying. She just went off and slept with some dude and she needed some like crazy excuse. Like, I mean, that's what I was thinking, but you never know. But hey, look, Morbid, I appreciate
I
appreciate you calling in, brother.
Oh, okay.
Right,
we're kicking off now.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep the calls down to like under 10 minutes.
Okay. I just wanted to know your thoughts on, because episode 2, you're like, okay, so the girlfriend was possibly guilty.
Uh-huh.
And then episode 3, when there are the others, the one, you know what's crazy is with law enforcement, because we have the flare who pretends that he's for law enforcement. Remember, he's always like a champion for law enforcement.
Yeah, not these days. Not these days. Now he's anti-law enforcement.
I wonder why, right? Because the grift is better when you're on the turtle dick rider.
Yeah,
I guess.
So. Uh-huh.
So, but in the third episode 3, where finally one person in law enforcement actually comes up and speaks truth and looks into it. I mean, what were your thoughts then when you finally realized, okay, there's this female detective that said, you know, enough is enough. I know what the truth is. What were you thinking at that point?
Thank God that chick was there, you know, that she believed her and she took the time to go look. If it wasn't for her, everybody would think she was a liar. So, yeah, I mean.
And ain't that a bitch? Because now we're in the YouTube land and the YouTube streets where we can make and break people from what we say. And I know Bullhorn Betty was on with Chronicles of Olivia on some special. I'm sure you can name it. I don't remember the name of the special that they were featured on. What special was that?
It's something on Paramount. I don't know what the name of it is. But Betty's been in a bunch of different shit.
Okay. And essentially, so you kind of see like the effect that it has. So what the glare has been doing, the flare, who's a hypocrite, and maybe you won't agree with me, I think he's a hypocrite, and you know, he goes along with whatever narrative that he wants to spin, and he's a disgusting, vile individual, and you don't have to agree with me on that. However, and he's into this Karen Reed case, and it looks like you have been very much into that.
Yeah, I've been following the Karen Reed case pretty closely.
Can we get like a quick summary for those who are not really into it on what you think about that case?
I'm about to charge you for an interview. Have you hit my Cash App up? You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, give him a Cash App.
Oh no, I feel like I'm being interrogated right now more, but you got too many. You asked too many damn questions.
I asked so many questions. I mean, you know what? Maybe
you're like 100 miles off topic, but you are talking a good topic. That show on Netflix was really good. Okay. But you're so far off topic that it's like I'm trying to reel you back slowly. You know?
I get it.
But Morbid,
I get it.
You be good.
Yeah.
You have a good night. And you can call me
I love you, man.
if you want, if I'm still here.
I respect you for your grind. I respect you for the work that you've done. I'm sorry, and I apologize to you personally for anything I've said in the past.
I don't sweat none of that stuff on the internet, Morbid.
And I only wish you the best, and I'm so proud that you're successful and you deserve all the success that you are getting now, and you should probably get more. So I appreciate you, and hopefully we could meet one time again in the future.
All right, you be good, my man. Peace.
Thank you, my friend.
All right. I'm never meeting Morbid. Okay, I'm just letting you know I'm never meeting you, Morbid. Yeah, look, we cool on the internet and shit, right? But I ain't never going to meet you, bro. It ain't happening. That shit ain't happening. Dolly.
Well, hello there, Dolly. I figured I would, let you hear my voice too. I want to know, Hey, Morbid. I just wanted to say hi to everybody, but I figured I'd call and take another 10 minutes of your time.
Okay.
So how's everybody doing this morning?
I guess people are doing good. I guess better than me apparently.
So I wanted to hear, because I have been obviously tripping on this trip and driving, and really hasn't been. And I know you're covering these sports guys that were outside of a house that ended up dying in the snow and freezing to death. And what's going on with that? If you just give me the Reader's Digest version. Sorry, guys. I know you guys already know it.
Everybody knows they died of a drug overdose, right? Pretty much.
It's definitely a drug overdose.
Well, I mean, it ain't definite, but we're waiting for toxicology. But how does 35-year-old men die?
True.
It got to be drugs, right? So the big question is this: is the families are saying they don't do drugs. So how did they die? They're trying to say that they gave them these drugs, like the dude Jordan that lives there, or there was another guy that named Alex that left right before they died.
Well, you know what I was thinking? There was a situation that happened when I was 20, and I wonder if this applies. And this was where a friend, they were all drinking skunk drunk drinking. And they went outside to smoke a cigarette, and in the drunken haze, the girl thought everybody was gone and locked up the house and went to bed. Never woke up until like 11 o'clock the next day. Well, the person had to sleep outside of the house because the keys were inside. It's Florida. You're not freezing to death. And I kept wondering, was it something like that where they just couldn't get back in? They beat on the door, and they're like, fuck it, let's just.
One of them didn't even have a jacket on. It's 18 to 30 degree weather. He walked out with no jacket on.
That doesn't make, even if people don't engage in substances, when you're drunk and you're hanging out with friends, could have been in that, I did it back in high school. Let's, relive our younger years type of situation.
Yeah, of course. They occasionally do drugs together. They might not be drug addicts, but that don't mean you don't do drugs.
Right, right.
One of these women saying my husband's not a drug addict ain't saying my husband don't do drugs.
That's true.
Now, some of them did say their husbands don't do drugs, though. Don't do them. Don't do drugs. But that doesn't mean they have it in the past.
When their wives are away.
Yeah, when the wives are away, husbands will play kind of thing.
Yeah, they're with their guys. They're hanging out. They're not, doing. They're hanging out. They do stupid shit. That's why we hate our husbands.
Yeah, they're doing drugs and playing video games and shit.
I'm divorced because a man did stupid stuff, okay?
Yeah.
I get it. All right. Well, I just wanted to say hi to everybody and also plug, because we are doing Alec Murdaugh today, 9:30. He's going to be in court for motion for new trial.
All right. You be good, buddy.
All right. Peace out. Thanks, guys.
Peace.
Bye.
All right. It's the YouTube call-in hour. Any other YouTubers calling in? Anybody else? So anyway, that ain't even the crazy part. The crazy part to me, man, is the wallets. That is the foul play. That is the smoking gun to me. No man leaves their wallet sitting on the desk at some dude's house, right? Especially all three of them. Let's put our keys and wallets up here because we're never leaving. That's what it sounds like to me. Now, me, I don't carry a wallet. I usually just have my shit right in my pocket, right? I can reach right in my pocket, pull out. I don't carry but a debit card and my license, and my license is sitting right there. That's it. I don't carry a wallet. I don't carry nothing with me. That way, less shit to lose. Now, I wouldn't go in somewhere and take my debit card, my ID, and throw it on your table. It wouldn't happen. Dolly.
Hey, you do know that Warvid was trolling you?
Oh, was
he? Really?
I just thought he was a talker. I was like, man, this dude's gonna talk forever.
No, that idiot was trolling you. That's all I wanted.
Oh, was he live?
I don't know if he was live, but you could tell he was trolling you.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
All
right. You have a good night.
Bye. Peace. I don't know if he was trolling or not. Maybe he was buzzed up. He just watched the game and he's the next one to freeze in the yard. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what people are doing when they call. I just answer the phone, people. Okay. I'm not responsible. if they find Morbid froze to death, Dolly, I didn't know. I was in my house with headphones on in the back room. Noise canceling headphones. I couldn't hear that. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey.
It's Small Town Girl from Florida.
Hey, small town girl.
Yeah. Morbid's always a troll.
Oh, okay.
Always a troll. He's always a troll. I love him, but
I
he's
just
always
thought
a
he
troll.
wanted to throw his jabs at Baby Gap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he throws it at everybody. He's funny as heck, but he's definitely a troll for sure. But I really like, after listening to everything you've said, all the facts, all the interviews you've showed, I truly think all of them, all 5 of them, took the same substance. And I really feel like Jordan must have had like a larger tolerance or something.
Mm-hmm.
The rest didn't. I truly don't think he made some concoction
Mm-hmm.
to deliberately kill them or anything. I just feel like he was able to sleep it off. And I do feel like, and I think he's crazy. I do think he's weird and he's crazy.
Uh-huh.
I am not taking up for him whatsoever, but I feel like the others weren't able to fight it off.
Yeah.
It got them. And I feel like he was able to fight it off. And yes, he did pass out on the couch for a couple days. He was very lucky.
But why not
that
just
he
be
didn't-
honest?
Because he's scared. He's scared because he probably was the one that supplied them with that.
Uh-huh.
And in that state, you get arrested if you supplied. Like in Florida, we have a law where you drop people off at the hospital if they're overdosing, and you could never be charged. You can't be charged. Like, you can drop them off. You will never have repercussions.
I mean,
But
even if
Kansas
you give them, even if you give it to them.
Yeah, even if you give it to them, they don't ask any questions. It's like a no question, no nothing. You drop someone off at the hospital, you cannot be charged. That it's a thing in Florida. It's actually 50% of the U.S., I think, but Kansas City, unfortunately, is one of those where you can be arrested if you supplied that with them. And I wish every state would do this, to where even if you knew who gave it to them or you supplied that with them, if you drop them off for help, you can't be charged, because this is a complete example of he's scared to say, I gave it to them because I will be charged. So I really feel like they got it from him. He somehow survived it. Maybe his liver is a lot better than the rest of them. But I really feel like they all did it together, and somehow he survived, but still had to sleep it off for, 48 hours.
Yeah. Well, he said his lawyer said he left, and he said he didn't leave. He left a few times. He left one time. The story, his lawyer's not doing him any favors. I think most of the internet thinks he's so suspicious because of the things his lawyer said.
Yeah. He needs his poor lawyer. Oh my God. He needs a new lawyer. He needs to come out and speak himself.
That's what I would think to the family. At least go sit down with his family, with his mama and his brothers, and be like, look, man, this is what happened. Tell the truth to them.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
If
saying?
that happened to my friends, oh my God, if that happened to my friends, I would go sit down with them and I would be completely honest with them. But I think this guy, a lot of scientists and engineers, I work with a lot of engineers.
Yeah, especially if he was doing it with them. If he was doing it with them, to be honest, be like, look, we were doing drugs, man. We probably shouldn't have been doing it. And I just lost 3 of my friends. I've learned my lesson that drugs are bad. I'm going into rehab.
That's right. And even if you don't go into rehab, I work with a lot of engineers. A lot of them are autistic. A lot of them have very, they're not the best social. They're not the best in social situations.
Yeah.
And they have a hard time, talking to other people. But I do feel he needs to give some damn closure to those families. It's absolutely ridiculous. Give some closure to those families. Say, hey, yes, we all did this together. I somehow survived. The other 3 didn't. I'm sorry.
Well, he's saying, the harassment and the threats, and he couldn't go to his friends' funerals. He absolutely could have. He could have went and met with that family before them families, sat down with that family, explained the truth to what happened that night, where everything transpired. And he would have been able to go to his friends' funerals. He chose not to, and there's a reason he's choosing not to be a part of his friends' lives, even in past.
1,000%. I agree with you 100%.
So,
all right. Well, thanks, Dolly.
you be good.
All right, you too. Peace.
Yeah, like if anybody, he might not owe an explanation to none of us. Okay, nobody in this room, but he damn sure owes an explanation to their mamas. He was there. Okay, if my best friends or anybody of my friends died, you can believe I'm talking to their mom before I'm talking to anybody. Dolly.
Dolly, it's Jamie from Indiana.
Hey, Jamie.
Hey, I was just laying down listening to your show tonight, but I think all the people that are saying that maybe they got intoxicated and went outside because they were hot or who wants you damn, I think everyone fails to forget that they're not going to sit their wallet down to go outside to cool off because they're intoxicated.
Yeah, even drunk, I don't take my wallet out of my pocket. That's the one.
I mean, even if they're going to spend the night.
Is my wallet. Well, I don't have a wallet, but my credit cards at least.
Right, and I feel like when you're intoxicated, you check more times to make sure your wallet's still there.
And why did he say he watched them leave out the front door, said goodbye to them, and now they're dead?
If they were in the back.
Yeah,
yeah.
in the backyard.
But like, even if they, okay, well, we're intoxicated, we're just going to stay the night, so we're not driving or whatever. Even if chances they do, most of the time they're going to sleep on the couch with their wallet in their pocket anyway.
Yeah.
But if they did take it out by chance, they're not all going to sit on the counter. You're going to sit it on the end table where you're laying or next, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I think so too.
I mean, that's just my thing. I just kept listening, and I get like nobody really knows, but at the same time, regardless of how they got in the backyard, they didn't put themselves back there without their wallet.
No, I don't think so either. And I could get their keys being up on the table.
Right.
I might
now, if they were out there and then he took their wallet, I mean, that could be.
But why would he take their wallets?
But then that means you knew they were dead in the backyard if you went out and took their wallet.
That's right. Why? That's the thing. I could, yeah, maybe he didn't know, but he knew them wallets were sitting there.
Right. Or what if they weren't and they legitimately were outside deceased for whatever, who knows what reason. And then he's seen them dead. He's like, oh, let me go take their money. You know, let me rob them real quick.
That's a hell of a friend. Right? It sounds like my friends. They'd be like, well, he dead.
Right.
He don't need it. You know, he ain't going to.
He don't need none of that. Yeah.
He get them shoes. You know, they be done.
But I think he had the U-Haul and all that planned out before they were found. I don't think he was anticipating on them being found when they were found. I surely don't think he would think the fiance would break into the house.
He was just going to move out and leave the dead bodies in the yard.
Yeah, I truly think that.
Imagine moving in that house, you walk out back and be like, you know, the real estate person showing you the house, you walking through it, you get to the back porch, and there's dead bodies in the backyard. Be like, yeah, I think we ain't staying here.
I think he was still intoxicated, or he stayed intoxicated for them a few days after, so he wouldn't think about the bodies being out there. He could pack up, he could leave, and got out of Dodge, and no one would even know where he was at to question him about it.
I wonder if the new tenants got a good deal on that house. It should come with at least the price should have dropped, you know.
Did somebody move in, do you know?
I don't know, but I know he's moved out.
Right.
Would you want to live there?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. People are desperate.
I mean, for a good price, you know, maybe. They did die in the back. They didn't die in the house. We don't know.
You know
I think they did.
Right.
Know of. I think they died in the house they were put in the back, but that's just my thought. Why would a dude go out back with no jacket on?
But if they said no, they didn't see signs of foul play, wouldn't they see signs of him being drugged into the back?
Unless it snowed over the drag marks.
Yeah, or like you said, if two people carried him and sat him there.
Yeah, two people carried him, sat him there, and there was two people there. Maybe when
no matter
died, that's why the dude left.
Right. No matter what anybody believes, we can all agree. Huh?
Yeah, maybe, like I said, maybe two people and the dude, they died, and that's why he left.
And then old boy was planning on getting out of Dodge without being seen. And he figured that nobody would find them until he was long gone.
Maybe.
That's why he wasn't answering phone calls and answering the door. Pretending to be asleep in his underwear.
There's something to that for sure. I don't know quite what.
Trust me, if I'm pretending to be asleep, I'm definitely not going to answer the door in my clothes. I'm going to drop my clothes and answer the door with a towel on my head like, oh, what? I just woke up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, he didn't hear nobody else, but he heard the police on the first knock.
It was in his boxers. I think he stripped down and grabbed the empty wine glass to pretend like he had just woke up.
He was out there like Buffalo Bill dancing in the mirror.
Right.
Yeah, it happens.
Wiping the pretend sleep out of his eyes.
Oh, Lord. Hey, look. Hey, I appreciate you calling.
Yeah, you behave. Peace out.
All right, peace. Yeah, there's something strange. The majority of people, I mean, there's been a few people that have actually took up for Jordan. Even one tonight, a few people last night, which I was pretty surprised by because I think, I was thinking 100% slam dunk. There's something strange and a whole lot of change going on with this case. But people just like, hey, you could, I mean, it's possible it could happen to me. Like, I haven't been out in my backyard and I don't know. It's been a minute. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't looking for dead bodies and I ain't got no missing friends. So there's no reason for me to really go look in my backyard for dead bodies because there shouldn't be no dead bodies back there. Now, if I had some missing friends that left here, maybe I go look around and see if they tripped and broke a leg in the backyard or something. But he avoided that and he never replied back to the family, even after it went down. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly, I got to tell you something real quick.
All right.
You just said something on here about the fact that the cars were in the driveway. The cars weren't in the driveway. They were in the front of the house.
Okay, yeah, you're right. They're parked on the street.
Okay, and then on top of it, yes, if you look through like in Google and all that stuff, you'll end up finding there is a picture where the people dragged the bodies from the back. You see the drag marks from in the snow from the back.
Okay, where they got them out of the backyard?
Yep. And then there was another thing I wanted to tell you. Oh gosh, what was it? Oh, I'm having a senior moment.
You're fine. I forget stuff all the time.
No, this was like really important. The fact that the friend left. There's a interview with the mother.
Yeah.
Okay. And the mother says specifically in this interview that they were alive when the fifth person left the house.
That's what they say.
They
Yeah.
were in the house and they were alive.
That's what the fifth person is saying. But if he's the plug and sold them bad drugs, would he be the one telling it? Because that's coming from him.
And I don't know if you've ever heard about him, but there's the Pascal show. Okay. He found out that there was ecstasy. There was drugs.
I know. I reported.
And the guy that
I reported that yesterday. That he had a history of the X.
The fifth guy ended up swallowing a whole bag, a little baggie of them.
Yeah, I know.
Okay? And then, like, tried putting his foot over the other bag.
Tried to cover it up. Yep.
I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, what's going on here? Because ecstasy doesn't have a taste to it.
I don't know. I don't do drugs, but we just say X. We don't want to say the name of no drugs, so we just symbolize them. The letter.
Yeah.
That's what they call it anyway. But yeah, I heard the same thing. I had reported on that yesterday that he had a past of heavy drugs, narcotics, and things like that he had been busted with.
Yeah, he had a past in drugs and everything.
That's 2006, so it's been a little while.
It was weird because
it was either 2006 or 2016. I can't remember. I think it was 2006 though.
Yeah. But Pascal reported, I guess he found some information or something that there was actual bags of ecstasy that one he swallowed. So
yeah. And his buddy. I don't even think they were just doing it. I think they were distributing it.
That's what I think.
Yeah. And then they try to get away with it and he ate it and they were trying to cover it up. But the whole thing is that leads to he's a drug dealer. You know, in the past, you were a drug dealer in the past. You just left a house. There's 3 people dead at. People are saying you're the plug. That's the rumor on the street. And that I ain't talking about that's YouTube rumors. I'm talking these are rumors on the street that he's the plug.
Yeah, definitely. And it's mind-boggling because I'm like, wait a minute. I'm hearing this from one channel and then I'm hearing this from another. But I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, I've literally been sitting here reading all the articles and everything. And in one article, they messed up completely. CNN, their report messed up completely. In their report that they had written, they said that the mother is the one that ended up calling. The mother did not call.
Yeah, it was the fiance.
It was the fiance that called.
Yeah.
Because she found one body. She didn't find the other ones until after the police got there.
Yeah, she found the one that was on the back porch.
So they're putting it down like, oh, the mother was the one that did everything.
Oh, definitely not, you know. But reporters make mistakes, you know.
Oh, I understand.
Everybody's
they make
screaming.
everything, but it's weird to me. It's like my feeling is if you're a news station, you're going to actually put out the actual news.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually putting out something that's false.
Well, the news is just as bad as clickbaiting mother people as YouTubers are these days. Let's be honest, they clickbait the shit out of you. The news does now.
That's true.
Yeah, so
it's weird. But I'll let you go, Dolly.
all right, you be good.
Yeah, you be good too.
All right, peace.
All right, peace.
Yeah, so you know, look, this is one of those cases that are moving fast. Even me, I could put out some wrong information, you know, because you're getting tons of information from different sources. A lot of it is, you know, speculation, rumors, allegedly, he said, she said, shit. But the internet loves that stuff. I don't know, you guys eat it up. So sometimes some stuff could be off, you know what I'm saying? And you would think that big people like me, I don't have nobody go fact check my shit for me, but PJ fact checks me all the time. Like, oh, don't, you know? But these people got check their shit and they still get it wrong. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey, you gotta turn me down in the background.
Okay, I'm sorry. Say, so I'm wondering if this is a drug thing. Why do they have? Oh, am I still in the background?
No, you're good. You're good. I can hear you.
Okay. I think I'm a little on a delay here. I'm thinking if it was drugs though, and they all did drugs, they don't have to say where they got them from. They can say we were at a fucking bar and some dude we don't know was like, "Hey, you want this shit?" And we took it. And like, why is that? Why does it have to be this big secret thing? If like back in the day when I used to do shit, we went down to South Padre, Texas one year, and literally the pizza delivery man asked us if we wanted some roofies. And one of my girlfriends was a dork, and she like took these roofies for the pizza. And we waited till she got home to take them so she was safe, just because she was curious what they would taste like or what they would do to her. So like, if it was drugs, they don't have to accuse anybody. They don't have to say, yeah, I sold them the drugs, or yeah, we got the drugs from somebody we know. Like, we were at a bar, we were shooting the shit.
Yeah, but why didn't he just come out and talk to their families and things that nature?
Right.
Like, yeah, we did.
Right.
And they died. I didn't. Don't be mad.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they if it was a drug thing, he doesn't have to make it this big fucking fiasco like he's making it. If he knows it was drugs and he knows they all did it,
yeah,
and if he really was out of it for 48 hours, then why can't he just say, dude, yeah, like somebody laced our shit, or some dude gave us some shit, or we don't know who it was, and nobody would be in trouble. Like,
yeah, I don't think nobody's gonna be in trouble in the end of this anyway. To be honest,
what's that?
I don't think nobody's going to be in trouble anyway. When these toxicology reports come back and it says they're on like H and F, Nobody's going.
Yeah, there's no way they can prove it. There's no way they can prove who gave it to him anyway.
Yeah, then it's done
So-
at that point. That's pretty much done. We know
So
it's coming back anyway.
Right. So if these guys are friends, that's the thing that just boggles my mind, that he's not talking to the parents and just being like, these families are just heartbroken. And why can't he just say, like, listen, I am so sorry. I am devastated. And I am like, we all took these drugs and we didn't know where they came from. And I got so fucked up, I just passed the fuck out, and I didn't know what was going on for 2 days, which is why I answered the door in my
And I'm sure
Grundies.
I'm sure the family would be glad to hear that. It'd be more understanding.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, why can't he just do that and give them some peace if that's what it was?
I agree with you totally.
I don't think, honestly, at this point, I think even if this guy would be like, yeah, I got these drugs from this dude and we all took them, I don't even think they'd be pissed at him. They would have answers. They would know. They would, it would help them start to heal. But for him to just be all fucking, like, it just doesn't make sense to me why he's being such a, I can't think of the word, but just trying to avoid it and just shove it under the rug. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Hey, but look, hey, I appreciate you calling.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks, Dolly.
You'll be good. Peace.
You too. Bye-bye.
Hey, guys, look, I got to grab me a drink real quick. I'm going to kick into a song. I'll be right back with you. Let me throw up a banner real quick. Stay tuned. Give me 2 minutes. I got to grab me a drink. I got the worst cotton mouth in the world. And I'll come back and take some of your calls for about another 30 minutes or so. 45. I got a little while to hang out with you. I just woke up not too long ago, so. Hold on, caller. I'll be right back. Okay. I'll be right back to take your guys' calls. I'm going to close the phone line for a second. I'm going to kick into a song. Let's see.
Like the fire in a cheetah, like a star about to fall, a fever rush inside me when I see her. I'm a dice roll, and I can feel my heart skip a beat or two. I don't know how to breathe, and I can feel within I am black and blue. Can't explain what she released, when she said, and I said, like a beat getting stronger, feel the air around her, dance like a falling leaf, like a song on the radio, out on the patio, we'll find a dream to seize. The way she makes me feel when I see the way she's moving, I can feel it to my bones, like a shiver, oh, the image of our fusion. In a moment we stole, and I said, and I said,
Okay, I'm back with you guys. It didn't take me long. I just had to get me something to drink real quick. That was about to kill me. Let me jump into this this video right here that I've been pulled up, and I'll open the phone lines back up, and I'll take some more of your calls in a minute. So this way I can at least hit my soda while we watch this video real quick. It's 3 minutes long. and my M&Ms. Usually I don't eat on stream, but I got the munchies. All right, you're gonna have to deal with the M&M eating.
Ricky Johnson, Clayton McGeeney, and David Harrington were found dead outside a friend's home in Kansas City on January 9th, 2 days after the men gathered there to watch the Chiefs' regular season finale. Michael George is here with the latest on the case. Good morning, Michael.
Michelle, good morning. I spoke with the brother of one of the men, Ricky Johnson. He says all the family wants is answers. How could 3 friends end up dead, their bodies outside frozen after going to a football watch party? Now, one thing the family is sure of, they don't buy the story of the man who hosted the party.
They ain't buying it. Nobody's buying it.
That is how it's going to end here in Los Angeles.
It was January 7th. The Kansas City Chiefs eked out a close win against the Chargers in balmy Los Angeles. But back in Kansas City, it was in the low 30s with blizzard conditions in the forecast. 3 longtime friends, Ricky Johnson, Clayton McGeeney, and David Harrington, watched the game at a friend's house. But after the party, all 3 friends went missing. 2 days later, police say a fiance of one of the men came to the house looking for answers and found a body in the backyard. Officers discovered 2 more. The cause of death is still unknown, but investigators say there were no obvious signs of foul play.
We deserve answers.
Jonathan Price is the brother of Ricky Johnson.
What do you think happened that night?
The only thing I know for a fact is I don't accept that my brother just froze to death. There has to be something else involved. Whether it's drugs or something else, I have no idea.
Family members have questions for Jordan.
Definitely got to be drugs. Nothing would have killed him. They couldn't have froze to death. I can't accept that 3 grown men, 35 years old, in that little bit of snow, froze to death. They would have walked off. They would have kicked in the door. No way.
Jordan Willis, the man who hosted the party. Police say he has cooperated with the investigation.
Jordan had absolutely nothing to do with the deaths of his 3 friends.
Through his attorney, Willis claims he had no idea the 3 bodies were in his backyard for 2.
Look how many windows he has in his back. But I do say all the windows do have big blinds on them. If you look, you really can't clearly see out any of those windows. And one guy was right here on the porch where them chairs are. If you would have opened the back door, you would have seen him dead. So, and I think over here somewhere there's a sliding door too.
2 days. He says he thought his friends left his house that night.
In the early morning hours, Jordan, around 2 a.m.
It wasn't naked, no.
He got sleepy. He said, I'm going to crash on the couch.
One of them didn't have a jacket on. The other 2 had jackets on. The other one didn't. But all 3 of their wallets were inside, which is the strangest thing ever. That's the one that makes it so suspect. Jeopardy, a little suspect, but not end of the world, man. Sometimes I watch Jeopardy. Not often, but it happens.
And he said goodbye to his buddies, and he thought that they left out the front door.
The attorney says Willis didn't respond to family members' attempts to reach him because he was asleep.
I know that his story does not add up, and I know that he's not telling the truth in some way or fashion.
Price says his brother Ricky was a loving father to 3 young girls.
He's always been a role model to me, someone I admired.
For the families, the hardest part.
Well, he looked a little bit on drugs, and that picture that dude does. I don't want to say that, but he looked a little high. But that could just be like, when you call it in one of those moments.
Is having no explanation why their loved ones are gone.
How are you supposed to heal from something that you don't even know what happened?
And those answers may have to wait until the results of the autopsies are finished. Now, look, it was cold that night, around 34 degrees, but something doesn't add up here. These guys weren't in the woods or on a mountain. They were in someone's backyard. So the family still has a lot of questions about this.
Do we have any idea how long the autopsy until we'll know some of those answers?
We're hearing
that is, like I said, yeah, there's just no way. Let me open the phone lines back up for you guys. Give me 1 second. All right, the phone lines are now back open. The call-in number, of course, is on the screen. That didn't take long. Dolly.
Dolly, hi. This is Monica from Ohio. I'm so glad to get through.
Hey, Monica.
There is a video
that's really important for you and your audience to see. It's by electronic medium, and it's like it's a YouTube video. It's not a long one, and she goes into specific. Well, she has a voice box, and this voice box says, "Tell them." It says several things, and I've watched it several times, and it gives details. They say man cave, they say pill, then
Is
they
this
say chalky.
a spirit box?
Yeah, and it says where were they?
I have one.
If you show your audience, it get after like the
What about
5 to 6
what
minutes.
about we open up a spirit box and we talk to a spirit box and see if it talks to us?
If you do it, go ahead. But
I got
if
one.
you watch
I
her,
legitimately- I got me and PJ do ghost hunting. I have the detectors, all kinds of night vision cameras.
oh wow, yeah, that's an
Maybe
idea.
tomorrow
But
night
this
maybe tomorrow night we'll do a spirit box and we'll see if it says anything to us. Now, I don't know if it's going to say anything, but we can.
Okay, and if you get a chance, I'll put the link in. But the spirit box also says there was a fight. It said there was another message that says take a sip, and then there was another message that came through. It said testing, real easy. And then the lady in the psychic medium, she asked it. She was talking, and they said he was a liar. And then one of them comes out and says that's bullshit. And then they also say a number 10. So there's a lot of clues in it. That one is good, but I've watched it several times. And
Every time I come around, the ghost comes.
Yeah.
Just happens to be that case. Maybe I'm.
Wow. Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll send you that link, and yeah, I'll be watching the show. And thank you so much for your time and your show.
Are you on my Facebook?
No, actually, I just started watching your show 2 days ago, and I thought it was really interesting. So I'll get on your Facebook.
Okay, well I can't add you, but
Facebook.
Send me a message and send me the link.
Okay, and I'm gonna do that now. My name is Monica Adams from Ohio, and I will send that to you in just a second.
My link to my Facebook should be in the description of this video.
Okay, great. All right, well, you have a good night, and hello to all your audience, and I will be watching you.
All right, peace.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
So yeah, these guys, definitely something strange in the neighborhood, and we don't know. I mean, we know that if it comes back no drugs, that these dudes have no drugs in their system, I will be completely mind blown. There will be no explaining it. You know, I just honestly know that the police ain't doing shit. If they were going to do stuff, they would have Jordan down there questioning him. There's going to be no arrest. There's no proof that he gave him drugs. Dolly.
Jimmy.
Yes.
Hey, when I was younger, there was a boy. He got drunk and passed out under the table, and they kept kicking him. And we took him to the hospital and dropped him off. And they was wanting to know he spent 2 weeks in the hospital for taking eggs.
Oh.
And so that's another could be part of it.
Mm-hmm. You got to turn me down in the background.
Oh, I thought I had you turned down.
Now we're echoing really bad.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's probably, I mean, you know, it's going to be something. And that dude had a history, one of the guys that were there with hard drugs. So most likely it's going to be drugs. How many 35-year-olds you know just dropped dead?
I mean, right now they're dropping dead over where I live, over F.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, there's 15, 20 people a week dropping dead.
Absolutely.
But they're because they get a hold of stuff it's really bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
they need to crack down on that stuff. They need to definitely crack down on the war on drugs. I mean, it's definitely a war.
Yeah.
So many people die that something got to be done. Something has to be done.
Yeah, and part of it is coming from over across the border, and
Yeah,
we're there over it.
yeah, it is a lot to do with that. The drugs, these bad drugs, that big F, that's coming from China, going into Mexico, and then flooding into our country. It's killing people. You look, if you got drug problems, we need to get you in rehab. We don't need to get you into a grave. You know?
Well, I've got friends that live in Ohio, and I've had four close friends to me die from the app.
Oh.
So yeah, I mean, and these was close friends I grew up with around, and it's just like as soon as they take it, boom, they're dead. Boom, they're dead. And so,
What worries me is this, and this is truly worries me, is that they're finding traces of that in smoke.
Yeah.
That worries me because you know me, I like to smoke. I don't do drugs. You know, it's legal where I'm at.
Yeah. Well,
That scares me. That scares me. That you know.
Yeah. When I was younger, I smoked, and we had got some smoke, and it was dipped in formaldehyde.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. You know, you get the good thing about the legalization is these drugs get the weed that goes into these dispensaries are tested and things like that.
Yeah.
So
Well, see, where I'm-
street drugs.
Yeah. Well, see where I'm at, you can get it's that Delta 8.
Oh.
That's it. And that, I mean, I smoked it, but it don't get you. It don't get you
buzzed
it
up.
It don't get you buzzed.
Mhm.
You don't get buzzed off from it. So, I mean, I want the old school buzz. I don't want the new buzz they got with the Delta 8, the Delta 10. No, that's just.
Yeah, I recommend just say no to anything that ain't natural in this world. Don't be putting no chemicals in your body. Don't be putting that stuff will kill you. Just say no, people.
Yeah, that's all they got to do is just say no. All right, I don't want to hold up your phone. I don't want to hold up your phone line, and I've been sitting here watching. I'll watch you and PJ and this James from Tennessee. So.
Cool. All right, you be good, my man.
All right, see you, Dolly.
All right, peace.
Peace.
Dolly. Hello.
Dolly,
Yeah.
how you doing?
Eating M&Ms, living my best life.
I see you eating.
Yeah, I usually don't eat, but I got the munchies. I mean, I can cut the camera off, but y'all gonna still hear me snacking. So you might as well watch me chew at this point.
You got the cutest expression, the way you do. I said, Lord, if he ain't funny, I'll wake up, you'll be on. I live in Georgia. You remember Georgia, don't you?
Ah, that's a hard place to forget.
Listen, where I live, I wish you'd go to neighborsgeorgia.com and look what they're trying to bring to our town. 300,000 monkeys.
Like, oh.
Yeah.
Like Pete, like I hope you're talking about real.
Monkeys. No. You just got to read the article. Man, we are, our small town's all upset. You got to read it. We need you to air that out. You'll go viral with that stuff because there's some big time people, you know, from Bainbridge that are, well, some of my family are big shotters. That's and the city councilor has made a agreement with them, and it was illegal, and then they can't get out of it. So we're gonna have a bunch of monkeys.
Like physical?
You're my friend on Facebook.
Like monkeys in a zoo?
Yeah, they go do experiments on them. It brings jobs to our little town.
So they're bringing monkeys in to do experiments in your town.
Yeah, and they're gonna have them.
Thank God! I
It's
thought
gonna
you
be
were saying something else. I was about to hang up on you.
no monkeys, real.
Oh, okay. So they're
I can't talk good. I just got out of the hospital.
Okay, so they're bringing in monkeys to experiment on.
Yeah, with 300,000.
They're bringing in 300,000 monkeys. Where the hell do you get 300,000 monkeys at?
Look on our. Go to Bainbridge.com, Bainbridge, Georgia. This is the. I mean, you got to do this. You got to do this story for me. It ain't about killing nobody, but it could be. All that nasty stuff going right here. I live on the river too. Nasty.
Okay.
Okay. I'm your friend on Facebook, so
Send it to me.
just I will. Bye-bye.
All right, peace.
Bye-bye.
I thought that lady was talking about something. I was like, what the hell did she just say? Right? I thought she said some super racist shit, right? I honestly did. I was sitting there eating that M&M and I was like, what the hell did she just say? I was like, I hope she's in my mind. I'm thinking, please let this lady be talking about what I think. And I don't know why my mind went there, but it was the way she said it. You know, I don't know. Did anybody else's mind go there? I was just thinking, I was like, what? That's what was going through my mind. I don't know if y'all could see what was in my mind as she was talking and I was chewing that M&M. My mind was like, oh my God, I hope this ain't, she like, I don't know. I was a little weirded out by it for a second. I was like, and then when she was like, oh yeah, they're doing scientific experiments. I was like, okay, good. There we go. Dolly.
Yo, Scotty be pimping that for building.
What's up, Scotty?
Chilling, man. You guys still talking about that cheap stuff, or you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, bro, what do you really think? You think it's an overdose, or you think this guy's got some weird scientist stuff going on?
The most logical thing was they were probably all doing drugs together. He survived, they didn't.
And you know what? He probably provided it, didn't he? Probably. Well, allegedly.
You know, that's what I'm thinking. Either he did or player number 5, the guy that came over and left.
Like, what else could it be? Like, I've been thinking about it for 2 days. Like, what else can it be? Unless he's some weird sicko. But I don't think he is. I think, well, I don't know. You know what I mean, though?
I mean, it could be a tragic accident, but the weirdest thing is the wallet's on the table. Have you ever took your wallet out and left it at your homeboy's house like that?
I'll be honest with you, I have, man. Because you know what, and people know not to take my money. I mean, but I know what you're talking about. A normal person, yes, would not put their wallets on the table. That's weird. You're right. But when does the toxicology results come back?
Well, they say usually 6 to 10 weeks.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we on? 4 weeks?
No.
What are we on?
Now it should be back. I don't know what day we're on now. It happened on the what was it, the 9th?
9th of January?
Yeah.
Oh man, we still got some time.
And the game in the Chargers game. So we got a little bit of time.
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna call back when we get some more info because I think it's really intriguing. This story is very intriguing, dude.
For sure. All right, Scotty, you be good, my brother.
Peace and love, brother. Hey, 2024, Dolly Vision.
Peace. All right, yeah, it's definitely strange, but look, the odds, let's just say we're playing the odds. The safest bet would be that all these people are doing drugs. These people did too much drugs, they died. He lived, he was inside, almost like that lady said, maybe they all passed out, but he lived because he was in the house. Well, here's the thing. He said, and this is coming from Jordan, that he walked them to the door and said goodbye to them. So that means they had to leave with their wallets and their keys at that point. He goes and lays down on the couch. So all 3 of his friends come back in the house, take their wallets out their pockets, set them on the table and their keys, and walk outside and die in the backyard. His statements don't add up. He says he watched them leave that night, that he said bye to them, walked them to the door, gave them homie daps, sent them on their way, goes and lays down on the couch, puts on, noise canceling headphones with nobody in the house with him. Okay. Why would he need noise canceling headphones if he watched the people leave? Make it make sense, people. Make it make sense. It don't. And just like the one caller said, my mom always used to tell me, if it don't pass the smell test, something's wrong. This definitely don't pass the smell test. It don't pass the make logical sense test. It don't pass any test. Drugs are bad, and we know drugs are what did this. But the $1 million question to me is, were they drugged or were they not drugged? And with all the consistent statements, if it was just I was partying with my friends and we did too much drugs and they died and I didn't, it happens. I'll give you a prime example. I went and seen this band, and it was the band called Buzz Oven. They used to tour with like Nirvana and shit like that back in the day. I go to some sleazy ass club to see Buzz Oven, and these are the craziest dudes on the planet. I mean, beat themselves in the head with beer bottles and shit. It's nuts. But anyway, the singer said, he stopped and he was like, hey, our bass player died last night. This is what he says. Okay. He stops and he's like, our bass player died last night from eating Xanax or something like that. He said Xanax is what it was. He goes, I don't know how the fuck that happened. I ate twice as many as he did. Fuck him. We got a new bass player. And they start playing a song. Literally what the man said. He said, I ate twice as many as did. Fuck him. We got a new bass player. That's how some people think. That you think that bass player was his friend? Okay. They got a bass player the next day. They just said, fuck the dude. The next show, the show must go on. Y'all didn't take a day off. That's what the man literally said. My bass player died last night from eating Xanax. Ate twice as many as he did. I don't know how that happened. Fuck him. We got a new bass player. I mean, that's some love for your homie right there. You know what I'm saying? That's some bro love right there. I was thinking to myself as I'm watching these dudes cut each other with beer bottles. Make it make sense, people. Look, we live in a crazy world. And some of the things you think ain't crazy, like, I've seen some crazy shit in my day. Like, nothing really surprises me. Like, if a damn UFO landed right now in the front yard, I don't even know if I'd be surprised. I'd be a little shocked, but I don't know if I'd be completely surprised. I'd be like, damn, I knew these ships were real the whole damn time. Roswell, right? Everything in this world should make sense. It don't always. Look, Morbid called in. I'm glad. Look, his call was a little weird, but the point he was making is sometimes stories are strange as shit. And you're like, there's no way that could be true. And it be 100% absolutely what happened. Like, I know his story's strange. I didn't look. I didn't know. I had noise headphones on. I slept on the couch. But there's the possibility he's telling the truth. He may not have knew he had any drugs. I hate to use my friends as examples, okay? And especially my friends that be in this chat room. But I'm going to use examples. Hold on, caller. I've had a friend come in my house, and literally, I've never known to do hard drugs, just to be a drinker. Known just drinking. Come in my house, do some hard drugs, and drop dead. Okay? So I'm a good person to listen to about this because I've had it happen. I'm doing CPR on this dude. Of course, we call paramedics. He's alive. He's some shit. He might be in the chat room this morning. Never known him to do that shit. Right? Scared the soul out my body. Okay? I'm just praying the whole time this man makes it. Please. But he made it. Okay? Finally, ambulance get here. They hit him with some stuff with the drugs that he's on, and he makes it. Which, thank God, you know what I'm saying? Now, what if he would have died? Can you imagine me trying to explain to the police, I don't know what happened? I had no clue. I didn't know he had drugs. Sure you don't, right? Sure you didn't know he had drugs. The first thing people would think is I'm doing drugs with him. And I absolutely won't. I was actually turning on the video game. This is how fast this happens. This is how fast this man was dead on my floor, people. Okay? I live in a small 3-bedroom ranch. It ain't that big. I don't live in a big mansion or nothing crazy. I live in a damn 3-bedroom ranch. One room's my studio. One room's my bedroom. I have a room that I use for making all my products, soap, blah, 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 and a living room kitchen, right? So literally the rooms are across the hall from each other. So I'm in one room, the bedroom area, which I had a big TV and stuff in, and 2 of my homeboys were in there watching TV. So my buddy's like, hey, you want to play some Call of Duty, some PlayStation? Because, you know, men play fucking video games. That's what we do. Apparently they do drugs and play video games. I just don't do the drugs. So I was like, yeah, let me hook it up. So I step out the door. I walk into this room right here. Right here. I cut on the PlayStation. I'm loading up the PlayStation. I hear a thud. I'm like, what the hell is that? And then I hear the other dude scream, help. And I run in the room. He is face first in a puddle of blood, blue, unconscious, not breathing. That fast. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly. One more thing. The thing that bothers me the most is that the KC police department, like, I'd like to know about the fiance that went there and found him to see what they actually did, because any investigator worth their salt, it doesn't matter if somebody had a heart attack or whatever the case may be. If you walk into a situation with just one person that's deceased, you treat that like a murder investigation until it is proven otherwise, period. And so the fiance that was there, I would be really curious to know, because she was there when they came, if they did anything other than just be like, get the coroner here and file them over to the morgue, because that's the KC police did not do their job, and they're never going to find out anything if that's how they operate. And I think that's who needs to take a little bit of the blunt of this. I mean, I'm not saying the other people involved don't, that may have supplied them with drugs, but
they say if you want to kill somebody, all you got to do is put a wrap tape in their pocket or sprinkle some crack on them, and nobody ever looks for the killer.
Yeah, and that's true. I mean, the shit's scary. Like, I could breathe it in a grocery store and drop dead. But regardless, they didn't, as far as we know, and that's why I'd be curious to see what the fiance says about that, is because it's like, did they actually lock this shit down and do an actual investigation at the crime scene? Because every investigator worth their salt is going to say that you treat it as a homicide until it's proven otherwise. You don't treat it as it's natural causes and then go back and do an investigation. It's impossible to work an investigation like that.
Yeah, but I've seen the police firsthand find somebody OD'd, and they didn't treat it nothing like a homicide. Not even.
Yeah, no. But that's the problem, though, is the police need to, because like I said, any investigator worth their salt, and these could be just like beat cops that don't know what they're doing, and maybe they just didn't even call in a detective, which is also on the KC, like, training. They need to be trained. Like, if you walk into any situation, there's a deceased person, I don't care if they're 99.9 years old, you treat that as a homicide until it's proven otherwise. That is basic 101.
I agree with you.
Police training. And like I said before, I just called in, and there's no way. The first time I heard of this, I told my husband, I said, even if it is drugs and they're blaming this guy, there's no way they're ever going to be able to prove it. If there's drugs in their system, there's drugs in their system, and like, okay, they died. But if everybody thinks that this guy murdered them or did it in some malicious way, there's no way they're ever going to be able to prove it, because they never did an investigation.
Not at all.
Ever.
Right. And
that's what pisses me off. And that's who I think needs to be held accountable. And I think that these families love their loved ones enough to do that. So I think the KC Police Department going to be looking at some lawsuits. That's my opinion.
We'll see. Like, let's see what they say when these toxicology reports. They're going to have to clear Jordan and Alex because there's so much internet speculation. They need to do something to say, hey, these people ain't responsible, or
they've already come out and said that shit. They didn't even do an investigation. It was like
no, they
5
said
hours later.
they were like, no foul play.
Yeah, like that's such bullshit. So how are they going to clear them? They can't clear them. They've already cleared them. Well, do you have drugs on you right now, sir? No. Okay, well then you're cleared. Like that's not. They're never going to be able to.
They search the house for drugs. Look,
that's what I'm saying. That's why I want to know what the fiance.
I'll share a little story with you real quick. When my mom was alive, was about 15 years ago, she had this dude that rented a room from her. His name was Dave. And Dave worked for me. Like I'd drive over here, pick him up in the morning. He worked with me during the day. That's how he paid his rent. So I come over to pick him up, and my mom's sitting down eating some pancakes. And I walk in there, and she makes me a pancake, and I'm sitting there eating a pancake with my mom. So I go to the door to wake Dave up, and I knock on the door.
You just ate one pancake?
It was just one pancake. I was kind of like I really didn't want a pancake, but my mom was offering it. I didn't want to be like an ass. I want to say, no, I don't want your pancake, right?
Gotcha.
So,
okay.
So I just took the pancake, and I went and knocked on the door, and I sat down, I ate a couple bites of the pancake, and I told my mom I was in a rush because my mom would like to talk you to death. You know?
Yeah.
So I'm telling mom, hey, mom, I'm in a rush. I got an important job I got to get done today. Dave needs to hurry up. What did he stay up late last night? Right. So she was like, no, he went to bed about 10 o'clock. Right. So I go knock on the door. This time I open the door and he's in the bed. And I'm like, Dave, wake up, man. We got to go to work. You're going to make me late. And I shut the door and I walk down. I sit back down and start eating the rest of my pancake with my mom.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, okay, he's going to get up at this point. Right. He don't get up.
Crickets.
So I sit down, eat a couple more bites of my pancakes. I get back up. This time I go in the room and I go to shove him, like to push him to wake him up. And he's cold as a block of ice. Cold as a block of ice. Right. I remember I go back out there and tell my mom, I was like, Mom, you ain't gonna believe this. And she's like, what? I was like, Dave is laying in there in the bed dead. And she's like, what? I was like, she never goes in the room. I was like, get on the phone, call the police, call the paramedics, whatever. And next thing you know, the police come. Okay. And this guy, Dave, he's a big boy. The police come in, they look around. Just basically like, yeah, he's dead. They're like, all right, we're calling the coroner.
Yeah.
Right. They walk right out the fucking house and look. So they call the coroner. I'm going to share this whole story because it's a little crazy. Dave is a 320-pound dude. He's a big ass guy. They sent an 80-year-old man and a woman. Okay. Remove this body from the house. When they go to pick up Dave off the bed, they drop him onto.
Oh my God.
I just will never forget this a day in my life because it's one of those things that the sound.
Oh.
Like I just never forget it. And they couldn't move him. They couldn't move him. So now he's dead on the floor. The coroners have to go outside and call 2 more coroners that are in Richmond, 2 hours away, to come here from Richmond to move his body because they can't pick him up.
Oh my God.
So finally they come from Richmond, they pick him up, they wrap him up in some sheets, they take him up out of here. I go into the room, I start looking around, I find a cigarette box, I open the cigarette box, and right in the cigarette box is a whole bunch of pills. So I take him to the toilet, flush him down the toilet, throw the fucking cigarette box in the trash. His mama comes over. I walk outside and tell his mom and his brother that he's dead. Sad. And you know how old he was? 32 years old.
Yeah. But see, and so that is awful. Like that, I'm sure that was traumatic for both you and your poor mother. But again, they didn't do anything. They didn't even look. They just were like, yeah, he's dead. Get him out of here. Get him to the morgue. Like, that's the kind of shit. Our whole police, like, it needs new training. I'm sorry. But, like, not to say, like, imagine if
your mom cooked him something and she poisoned him. You know, you hear people like, not your mom. I hate to say your mom,
My
but
mom actually
wives,
loved the dude like a son. You know, so my mom was crushed. You know, he
right? No. But I'm saying like wives do that shit to their husbands. Like, oh, I put antifreeze in his drink, and then he wakes up and like they don't check for antifreeze when they do the autopsy, so she gets away with it for like 5 years until she marries somebody else, and that husband drops dead. And they're like, fuck, this smells like antifreeze in this cup. And they go back and exhume the body and find out this lady's Black Widow. She's killing off all her husbands. They don't check for shit. They're just like, oh, he's dead. Get him out of here. Like,
that's what they did here. I swear to you, they didn't investigate. They didn't ask a whole bunch of questions. They walked in. They were like, he's dead. Okay, no signs of foul play. He's not been strangled. He's not been stabbed. He's not been shot. He's laying there dead. Is either natural cause or drugs. And they just later peace.
Yeah,
that's it. Take them out, but never heard again. They're gone, dead. See,
especially like all these weird ones. Like, didn't somebody die from like somebody fed them mushrooms and eye drops and like all these really weird ways that people are killing people now, and they don't. It's like, so imagine how many people get away with murder with shit like that just because it's like, well, yeah, nothing obvious, didn't get stabbed, no gunshot wound.
I'm
So
sure there's a lot of people that have killed people with bad drugs purposely. A lot.
Exactly.
I bet you if you knew the real number, it'd probably amaze you how many people has been murdered by drugs. Purposely sold this to kill you.
And these poor families, it's like, just tell them what the fuck happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just tell them so you don't have to even own any of it. You know what I mean? Just give them. I'm not saying they're drug addicts by any stretch of the imagination. They look like they're about my age, you know, and maybe, like you were saying the other night, like just one night they're like, fuck it, let's just do this. We haven't done this in 25 years.
It only takes
and
once.
We got some, and then they just like all died. It's not like they're drug addicts, and it sucks that I don't have social media. I don't do TikTok and shit, but I heard that poor wife talking about how horrendous that is for her and her kids to be watching that shit. And it's like, they're not drug addicts, obviously.
Well, the one good thing about the internet, though, I know it sucks to hear it sometimes, but it does.
But it brings attention to it.
It brings attention, and it puts pressure on the police for them to act and to do things. I think that's the benefit of the internet. Now, the downfall of the internet is you got to hear a bunch of weirdos talk shit.
And really, like, more so it concerns me about their poor children having to hear that shit. But, like, it's bad enough that us adults or wives or mothers and fathers have to hear that shit, but their kids going to school and listening to that shit.
The sucky thing, it is the nature of the beast. There is downfalls to it, but there is pluses to it also. You know, I think that's the thing about the internet. Social media can help you or it can destroy you.
Yeah, I mean, I do. It brings light to so many. I'm in the Koberger case up to my neck, but like, it brings light to the situation, and I think that all of us working together are going to help this poor man not get executed, because everybody's starting to see the writing on the wall for what it is. But you know, that is
you think Koberger's innocent, is what you're saying?
Oh, I believe he's 100% innocent.
We'll have that fight another day, because I got to let you go because you're a little over your 10-minute mark. But hey, look, I appreciate you calling in.
Thank you for listening. I appreciate you, Dolly.
All right, peace.
When are you going to talk about Koberger? Because I got lots to say.
Soon. We'll talk about him soon.
Okay, cool.
All right.
I'll call back. All right. Peace.
Dolly.
Dolly, this is Jerry from Kentucky.
Hey, Jerry.
I just wanted to say that I hope this family gets justice for what's happened to these guys. You was talking about how they always just holler drugs, drugs, drugs. My nephew's wife was found dead on the back porch, and they just said, oh, it was a drug overdose.
Mm-hmm.
Never done any investigations, no autopsies, nothing to see if there was even any drugs in her system.
I thought in this state that I live in, if they find you outdoors dead, they have to perform an autopsy on you. The only reason I know that is because when my brother passed away, he was sitting on some steps and he had a heart attack. When he was sitting on the steps, they knew he died natural causes, but they still had to perform the autopsy because he was in public when he died. That's what the police told me anyway.
They don't do that here in Kentucky. I had a cousin he was found dead hanging from a tree over the 18th hole in a golf course, and they ruled it a suicide. But he had a Phillips screwdriver run through the bottom of his chin, come out under his tongue. Like I said, he was hung in a tree. And in order for him to hang himself, he would have had to climb up on something. And there was nothing there that he would have kicked out of his way to hang himself.
Oh, that's
but
crazy.
they ruled it a suicide.
Don't forget he had the mentality of a child.
That's like that lady that set herself on fire in Georgia. That was clinging to a tree trying to get away. Like, you ever hear about that? Like, I don't know. Sometimes the police just rule stuff that clearly is a murder as suicide, or that's what they did to that. What was her Colleen lady in Georgia? She went missing. Her family, she sent some crazy text messages about some money.
Yeah.
And then she left like a Dollar General, and they found her in the woods where she bought a tarp and shit, and she was wrapped up in a tarp, halfway burnt, clinging to a tree. And they were like, it was suicide. There was no way. This lady was clearly murdered, and they called it suicide. You know, I'm like, that's the right.
It's like they sweep it under the rug.
Yeah. Oh well. So, but I appreciate you calling.
Thank you. Have a good night, Dolly.
You too. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah, the police, look, sometimes they go all in. If it's high profile, they go all in. And then sometimes they don't do nothing. But if it's like a serial killer, like look at Idaho 4. They had when some people die, they spend $1 million on resources. And then if you just nobody, they spend nothing on you. They just, oh, you'll be dead. That's like me. If I fell over dead on the floor right now, you think they would do any investigation? No, I'm just a nobody. They'd walk in and be like, he's dead. He's probably done did some drugs, right? They look at my ugly ass. Like, he looks like a drug addict. Willem Alla here, right? And I don't even do that, you know? Internet be like, they be posting videos. Told you Dolly was on drugs. I done had a heart attack. You know what I'm saying? There'd be fucking 7,000 videos out saying I was on damn every drug you can think of. That's just the nature of the beast, especially under the circumstances with it being so odd. I mean, people do just naturally die at all kind of ages. I had a buddy, he reminded me of, I don't know if y'all know who this person is, Dimebag Darrell. He looked just like Dimebag Darrell. Like, he even played guitar. He just looked like Dimebag Darrell. And I had seen him like a day before he died. And I was like, hey man, how you doing? He goes, oh yeah, I'm doing pretty good. You know, he's like, I've been in and out of the hospital a little bit. He's like, man, I've been having vertigo. And I was like, I don't even know what vertigo was, you know? At the time, he told me. He's like, yeah, I've been having a little bit of vertigo. And I was like, okay. He was like, yeah, it's like, I really can't tell if it's just moving up or down. And it just seemed a little odd, you know, because we're at a bar and he's just like, you know, he's just telling me how he's doing. And that's one of the things he said. And yeah, he died the next day. He was like 30 some years old. And he died of natural causes. Like, I was like, Dad, he died 30 some years old of just natural cause. He was walking down the hallway and his wife came out and he was leaned up against the wall dead. You know, but that's the last conversation we had with him. I had with him once he said he had vertigo. He's like, yeah, I've been having vertigo. And next thing you know, he's dead. So if I ever get vertigo, I'm going to be worried. Okay. I start getting like, I can't tell up from down. Okay. But he had deceased bodies in his yard for days. He's guilty because he was not out of it. Why Wi-Fi will give that away? Yeah. I mean, his phone records, you know, when he received the calls, a lot of this, you know, robocall stuff, you know, oh, these were robocalls. I don't think they were robocalls. I think he just avoided the calls. Look, if these were his friends, why would it go to robocall? You don't think Alex has ever called him before? You don't think David or any of these other guys have ever called Jordan before? Their numbers wouldn't go to robocall. Their families might. But you got to remember, Alex, player number 5, said he called himself, is the word that's out on the internet streets, that he called and Jordan didn't answer his call. Unknown caller. Yeah, but listen, I might not answer your phone if you start blowing my phone up. I might not answer the first number. I don't see it. I don't know it. But if you just start blowing it up, I'm going to answer it. I'm like, who's this? Right? So I think he avoided them calls. I think he was scared. I think he did drugs with them. He was scared. He didn't know what to do. So he didn't do anything, which is sad. And here's the thing. Here's the biggest thing. He owes the moms of them boys that died in his house an explanation. He don't owe shit to the world. He don't owe me nothing. He don't owe you nothing. He don't. But them three mothers to these men that lost their life, if he's really their friends, he should have sat down with them, told them everything that transpired that day from the bottom of his heart, truthfully, no matter if it makes him look bad or good, and let them know what happened to their kids. They're owed that. And he is the only person that knows that. And that is why these families are so crushed. They should be right now, they should be healing, dealing with the losses that and they can't because they don't have all the answers. So they're sitting there. You think we're confused? Imagine how confused their families are. Imagine it. Can you just imagine if that was your brother and you ain't never known him to do drugs? Now he's dead in somebody's backyard that didn't give two shits about him, that says he's his friend, hasn't came out and said anything to the family. He's acting like a monster. And that's why I think the internet is pointing the finger at him and treating him like a monster, because that's how he's acting. But anyway, guys, it was good hanging out with you tonight. It was good taking your calls. I'm going to get ready to get out of here. Anything changes in this story, of course, I'll bring you an updated video on it. I'm going to kick back, get me something to grub on, probably watch some damn true crime on Netflix. Okay? And I will see you guys later. Be good. Stay safe. Don't freeze to death in the yard. Put a jacket on, people. Don't do drugs. If we've learned anything, if anything from this, even if your football team wins, just say no. And I'm talking about, it's that hard stuff that's taking people. I ain't saying don't go drink a beer, don't go celebrate. Just say no to them Hart Street drugs. So many loved ones and so many of my friends I have lost to that shit. If they did away with it and wiped it off the planet today, I wouldn't be mad at all. If it didn't even exist. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.